What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? YouTube, it's your main man, AV the Hero, back again with another live stream. We have not been live in a while. Let me make sure the focus get right, man. I had the boy on auto tune, autofocus. All right, so we live. Let's tap in. We got a few things that I want to talk about today. Around the wholeness of sports in general. First off, let me know if y'all can hear me. Y'all see me fine. We good. Everything squared away. You know how sometimes the technical stuff be getting happening and you don't even know it till you know what I mean, the playback. So let me know. Y'all stay tuned. Let me know what's all good. Down the list of things that I want to talk about. Obviously, uh we got to talk about, you know what I'm saying, the BBB, the universe, you feel me? Uh your boy Melo and them. I feel like I've done some videos recently on it, but you know what I'm saying, I really want to be able to get into some conversation and some dialogue and really recap all of the stuff, right? The jersey change, rookie of the year, breakout athlete of the year. We see Gelo is possibly to the Hornets. You know what I'm saying? How that affects Melo, the flex that is. You know what I'm saying? We Lonzo free agency this year. One of the conversations that I want to get into, and also I want to invite you all into the stream to talk about is one. Obviously, I feel like there's a strong group of people who would love to see Lonzo go ahead and make that jump over to Hornets to complete the trifecta with Gelo, Lonzo, and Melo all over there. However, there's been some conversation in Lonzo, and I've seen this, just the thumbnails or the titles, maybe even clickbait, where folks are like, "Yo, we would love." Lonzo was like, "I would love to go back to LA," right? That's been the dream team for all of these boys for the longest time. So would we rather see Lonzo make a return to LA, play with LeBron, and then have some success there, or would we rather see him go to or the Charlotte, play with his brothers there? That's some conversation that I want to get into with you all. On other non-BBB universe related topics, I think it's some interesting stuff happening still with the Kwame Brown situation that we can get into. I seen some interesting stuff going on with Dion. Oh, speed. So, I'm gonna go back for a second. Your boy LaMelo. This was interesting to me. I was watching First Things First, and Nick Wright had a basically the top 47 players in the NBA, and Melo at this point as a rookie in his list was in the top 47 players. So I want to have that conversation and figure out, you know what I'm saying, is Melo really a top 40 player? Y'all got to know what I think on that top 50 player, basically. And then so that and then some other things, man, as they come up. I think it's a lot happening right now in the sports universe, which is so crazy because all of our favorite seasons are over officially. You know what I'm saying? I guess the draft is coming up, so there's some conversation there. But let's get into it. I'm gonna throw some shout outs to folks who already jumped in the chat. And I'm gonna go ahead and drop the link now, because while I got a few different, also BBB and the Drew League and all of that stuff, I'm gonna give you I feel like the world is waiting for the LaMelo, the Gelo, and the Zoe appearance to happen in the Drew League. I'm gonna give you my thoughts and opinions on whether or not that's gonna happen. If y'all got any questions and all of that stuff, then we'll get into that as well. I want Zoe in Milwaukee. I think here's what, and this is, we'll go here first because I do want to give a shout out to the Milwaukee Bucks for winning the NBA championship, and because I didn't think that they would win it. Not this year. For sure, I did not. I thought the Lakers was going to make a good run. I was thinking Brooklyn was going to make a good run. And I feel like Giannis, while he has been dominant, I felt like there were times throughout the playoffs in which he was outside of his game, right? And then we seen him. I thought that they were going to run into a thing where they realized the one option that we probably have that's better than anything on the court is to get Giannis the ball. And I thought that was going to burn him out. And you see like the LeBron James where you go 40 and you're the best player on the court, obviously, But you know what I'm saying, you don't win. Did not happen. He just kept rising and rising and rising and rising. He also made a lot of dudes look bad who collect these super teams. I definitely want to talk about that as well. His thoughts on super teams and all of that stuff. He said he had to be, yeah. He was nervous a lot, but that's what I'm saying. He was just a real dude and ended up doing it not by himself. And I think that here's something that I find super interesting. Drew Holiday. I'm sure that Drew Holiday, when he got traded out of Charlotte, out of New Orleans, was like, dang, bro, how they gonna get rid of me? This been my team for years. I've been holding down New Orleans for years, and they gonna trade me for this new kid on the block. And now I'm sure he like, you know what? Thank you. I appreciate y'all getting rid of me. I'm excited. I'm an NBA champion right now, so I'm excited for him for that. And I think that goes to, and we can start here. And like I said, I'm gonna put the invite in here right now. I'm gonna go ahead and send that. So if you want to join the stream, you know what I'm saying, go ahead and do it. We live right now on, I believe, Twitch, and we live on Facebook. Twitch and YouTube currently. So there's a stream. If you want to join, jump in here and we can get into this conversation. Here's my thing. And I think the Drew Holiday situation really spoke volumes to me when I realized that, right? And another thing, let me look something up because I want to show y'all this. And this is why the conversation, when it came up, I seen that folks were talking about Lonzo potentially going back to the Lakers. I was like, oh my God, that's the worst thing you could do. And let me show you this here. Let me find it, G. See if I can get it, G. Let me see. All right, here we go. Let me show y'all this graphic. Let me share my screen here. I'm gonna show you this graphic. Politics, stop the madness. What's the politics? All right, let's go. Chrome tab. There we go. Bam. All right, so check this out. I seen this and I was like, yo, this is crazy. The Lakers could never. Now, it says an all-time record, 11 former G League alums were crowned NBA champions last night. So when this compared to when Giannis said, yo, we could have made a super team. It would have been easier, but we did it the hard way. 11 dudes for the Bucks came through the G League. And I heard people saying, but you got Chris Middleton, you got Drew, you got y'all got, it is kind of like a super. No. These is dudes who touched the G League in order to make that jump. 11 dudes on that squad. Chris Middleton, PJ Tucker, Alex Topane, Bobby Portis, Stanis Antetokounmpo, Dante DiVincenzo, Brian Ford, Justin. 11 dudes. It's a difference between if you say 5, right? Because then it's like, yo, but it's the last 5 they don't play. 11 dudes though on your squad, man. That to me, that's bananas. Second year will tell it all. Second year will definitely tell it all when it comes to LaMelo. If that's what you're talking about. That many G League alums. That many G League alums on that team. And here is where this ties back in. That would never happen with a LeBron James squad. So when folks get hype and they be like, yo, I would love to see Lonzo go back to LA and get a shot to redeem himself from that time. But you never see that type of development with a LeBron James team. You always see we got to bring in stars. We got to bring in these dudes who got it, and then we try to build around that stuff. To me, that's not going to work. What I do like about, and I hope that the Hornets thing happens for him, is that Charlotte is about that life. Obviously, they did some free agent moves with the Terry Roziers and then the Gordon Haywards. But you see them building a lot of that foundation through the draft, through the G League. You got the Devontae Grahams. A lot of people are on their head about it and critical of them, but you got the Martin twins. You got folks who they building up. You got the young boys, Jalen and big dude who had a stellar opening game and then like fell off the map. I can't remember his name at the moment. And so I appreciate all of that. I think about this. I look at the Lakers franchise, and this is why I would hate for Lonzo to go back there. Everybody who they thought was supposed to grow into something and evolve, Kyle Kuzma, look at him. Look at the development of Kyle Kuzma. When Lonzo left there, he was supposed to grow into that dude. He was supposed to be the third option. Now Kyle Kuzma trying to get up out of there. The development from guys in that system over in LA to me is not what I would love to see happen. I hear all of the time people congratulate and applaud Lonzo for his progression with his shot, his free throw shooting, and all of that stuff in comparison to guys like Ben Simmons, right? Where they like, Ben, bro, you haven't consistently showed that you would even attempt a 3-pointer since you've been in the league. So I'm hoping that he stays far away from there. Let me see. Is Ball in the Family show coming back? I will say, here's what I'll say about that, and then we'll kind of get back into topics. But like I'm saying, I want y'all to throw those questions out, and then I'll kind of answer them as we can get into them and all of that stuff. Also, as we go, could y'all please go ahead and hit the like button for your boy? I'd much appreciate it. As we kind of get into this live stream, I feel like typically when I hop on here, I'll be like, "Yo, it's a quick one," but I got time tonight, so let's do it, man. Let's do it. But that's cool. What I'm saying is that it's oftentimes what we see, right? And I know what you're saying, like maybe Zoe will have a better. Oftentimes it's an organization thing, right? The organization just don't know how to handle developing talent. You look at, they let Zubac go. Zubac a starter over there for the Clippers or play good minutes over there. They let Robert, big boy who was in Milwaukee shooting the three, let him go. They let JaVale McGee go. All of these opportunities to keep talent there and build upon it, they don't know how to handle that. The mentality from up top is this idea that we must win now, right? And at all costs. And at all costs means that every season we're going to blow things up and then we're going to start it over. They got rid of Rondo and brought in Schroeder. Schroeder probably won't be back next year. Starting all over. Now they talking about getting CP3. Now they talking about getting... He didn't get there yet. And only averaged more points a game because he attempted more. And averaged more points a game because he was on a trash squad. And they said, bro, here's the ball. Score. Karl Anthony Towns was hurt a lot. Russell was out a lot. And so it was a point where they was like, yo, this is a great opportunity for you to develop yourself. And it is good because when we talked about this on the channel a while back when with Devin Booker and Coach I'm sorry. What's the dude? Damn, we did the video about him. Y'all know what I'm talking about. He was the coach, Earl Watson. Earl Watson talked about with Devin Booker. He basically was like, yo, I'm going to make sure Devin Booker gets X amount of shots. I'm going to make sure Devin Booker gets this amount of development. And they still work together to this day. And that's the situation that Ant Edwards was in. Is they allowed him to take shots. They allowed him to do that. And I can guarantee you that if Jeff Teague and Russell and Karl Anthony Towns would have been ready to go and they would have been able to carry that team to a winning record, then he would not have got those minutes like that. Same thing with Trae Young. Trae Young came in, Hawks, trash, and they said, bro, here's the ball, man. Do what you're going to do. At least you might put some butts in the seats. And that's what he did. And you've seen the development from him. Once again, taking that same stance, go back to Los Angeles year one with Lonzo. That's what they should have did with him there. Bro, here's the ball. We were trash. The Lakers were trash years and years in a row before he got there. That's how they got the second pick. And somebody should have said, yo, bro, Lonzo, here's the ball. Go ahead and get better. They didn't do that. We've seen this, and they talked about it over and over again. He got stood in the corner. He got stood in the corner. He got stood in the corner. And I believe that if he goes back there now, they don't know how to utilize talent in the right way. It makes sense. You got LeBron James, you got 80, you want to get them the ball, but look what they just did. They made all of that hype about getting man, bro, I should have drunk a Red Bull tonight or something. What's my boy name? Big Boy. Dang, in LA. I might have to pull out the rosters. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Who's the big boy they just got? He signed the waiver market, the big boy, and they were like, oh my God, it's over now. We got they got him from Cleveland. What's his name, man? Zoe coaches made him timid. That's a fact, Mundo. I'm pretty sure Gelo on the team. Drummond, yes, Drummond. Look at how Andre Drummond. Look at how they used him. They didn't do it. The playoffs came around and folks was like, man, we don't really know what to do with nobody right now. That's what makes me scared about Zoe going back to LA, is that I'm afraid that he'll find himself in a situation in which they'll say, yo, man, what we want you to do is stand in the corner and just shoot. Have you already talked about LaMelo? I just got on stream. No, we haven't got the Melo yet, man. We about to get into all of that stuff as well. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to drop the StreamYard link one more time so we can get that going. I think James Bouknight will be on the Warriors, I hope. I don't even know who James Bouknight is, to be honest. So I think that what we've seen with LaMelo is definitely organizationally not what we've seen with Lonzo. And I feel like a lot of times that is what hinders players. That's what, when somebody said the coaches made him timid, that happens. It's just a fact. Sometimes some people don't know how to utilize talent. And here's, let me show you. Or utilize things that they have, right? So you don't know how to utilize it, so then you end up getting rid of it. And because you don't think that it's working properly, but you realize that you haven't done that. Let me tell you this quick story. Sidebar. The link is in there if you want to jump in here. We got somebody in here right now. I'm going to add you to the stream. But let me tell y'all the story. This is an example of what I'm saying. Sometimes you don't know how to use something, and you think that it's defective, like the Lakers did with Lonzo, but you just realize that it's just your fault. Last summer, you know how it is. When COVID hit, everybody was buying the bikes. I went and bought a bike, cheap bike from Walmart. I'm riding that thing. Every time I got on the bike, tires went flat. I thought, yo, all right, bro, you only spent $100 on this bike. That's why it's a raggedy bike. You need to go get another one. Took the bike back to Walmart, went to the real bike shop, and I was like, yo, I need a bike. I'm a big dude. I'm about 240. I need something that's going to hold me. And what happened is they sold me a bike. I spent, my first bike was $100. My next bike was $400. What she said was, if you ride this bike without inflating the tires every time, this bike, the tires going to bust. And so for me, I just had a bike that I was riding, spent $100 on it, and I wasn't properly taking care of it, and that's why the tires were popping. I thought it was just the bike was cheap. I spent $400 on the bike, and she told me, if you don't properly take care of this one, you're going to have the same results. What it realized is the same thing that the Lakers did. You have to know how to use your precious equipment, or you're going to take it back when it's just you. That's what happened to me, man. And so let me do this. My man, he jumped off of here. The link is in there if you want to join. So I think that's the situation and the circumstance, and that's the reason why I do not want to see LaMelo join that squad. Man, make sure y'all hit the like button, bro. We got 156 people in here, and we only got 36 likes currently over here on the YouTube. If you're watching on Twitch, make sure you thumbs up and all of that good stuff over there as well. I appreciate it much. Like I said, I'm gonna drop the link in here, man. If you want to join the chat via StreamYard, you can. I'm gonna take some questions here in the comments, and then we'll kind of get into our next conversation. That would be a perfect fit for the Mavericks. I was thinking about that today, right? Because I was listening to some folks talk about Luka Doncic, right? And they were saying obviously he's been getting a lot of high praise. Luka has, and part of the conversation and what folks feel like is his downfall currently is that when it comes to the end of games, he kind of burns out because he's been carrying the load the entire game. So they need somebody who can allow him to play off the ball and not have him be so aggressive and have so much control of the game. And I think that on the first thing I was like, oh, that sounds like exactly the space for Zoe. And then I thought about it, man, I just don't trust him. I don't trust him. I think that when you have guys, what's up? T is in here. Let me finish. I'm gonna bring you in here. I think when you have guys who are used to having the ball in their hands and used to being the dude, it's hard to take that away from him, and that's probably why he found himself in that circumstance. What's up, my man? How you doing?
I'm good. How about you? How you doing, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. Living life and chilling, man. We got this late night stream going, man. What's on your mind today?
Man, real talk. I don't want to see Lonzo going to the Lakers. I really
Yeah,
don't. I think he need to go to Charlotte, man. Be
yeah,
be be with his brother because LeBron's going to not allow his game to flourish the way it need to. Because LeBron's a he ball hog. You
yeah.
know, and
100%.
I remember a couple years ago he talking about he want to play off the ball, but when have you ever seen LeBron play off the ball?
Yeah. You're right. I remember that. He said that I'm ready to play off the ball a little bit.
Come
That's why
on, man.
they brought Rondo in and all of this stuff. And he's never
Never.
giving that ball up. Never. That's what I was saying about the Mavericks. Luka not giving the ball up either.
No, no,
Luka has the same kind of prima donna is about me mentality that LeBron has, and
Daddy
he's not
got
giving that ball up no time
no,
soon.
no, no. So
Hmm.
I'm really hoping. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that he gets smart because real talk, if he go to Charlotte, man, you know how much those tickets gonna start going. You
They
know that's
going
a
up.
that's a money that's money in the bank. And then
Yeah.
imagine if they could figure out how to get the third brother over there. Come on, dude. You know
It's up.
they was big time when they was in high school. You know what I'm saying? So I'm hoping I think Lonzo, you know what I'm saying, he's improved his game so much this last year. He gonna hurt himself and set himself back going to the Lakers. Now, what they need to do is either pursue Chris Paul or some of them veterans. Let Lonzo alone, man, because I really my mind changed about him last year because he started really showing who he was. You know what I'm saying? So I don't want him see I don't want to see him back at the Lakers.
Yeah. I don't want to see it either. What's up, my man? New is in here.
What's up, baby? How's it going, man?
It's going good, man. It's going good. You've been in here before.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
So I'm a little torn. I don't know if I want Zoe to go to the Lakers or if I want him to go to Charlotte. And here's my logic. I mean, I definitely agree with you that LeBron is not where he used to be. He needs the ball in his hand to actually still stay relevant. He's not the type of scorer he needs. I mean, he was back in the day. That's the reason why he couldn't get the Lakers past the first round this year. Um, it's true. I would love to see. Okay, for Zoe to go to Charlotte, they need to get rid of Gordon Hayward all the way. I mean, Miles
Yeah.
Bridges, that, LaMelo.
Hmm.
I would love for them to get that kid from Tennessee that could jump out the gym. Can you just imagine if LaMelo was throwing Oops Johnson from Tennessee? That would be sick. I would love to see them trade Gordon Hayward to Cleveland and pick up that big dude, that Cleveland Jared Allen. In a trade that would absolutely
Hmm.
just match in LaMelo style. So just want to put that out there. But Zoe going to Charlotte, I mean, I'm telling you right now, it's LaMelo's team. I think Zoe deserves his own team. I'm from Chicago, so I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say it. I want him to go to Chicago. Real talk, because Zach needs a little help, but I'm a Charlotte fan just because of LaMelo. Yeah, so I mean, you know what? I definitely think Gelo deserves a chance.
Yeah.
He made one mistake, and all these teams are just staying away from him. It was an international mistake, but still,
One mistake.
The kid deserves it. I mean, he could shoot the lights out the ball. I'm telling you right now, best shooter of the brothers, and I think the kid can probably average 15 to 17 in the league. But here's my thing with the brothers getting together. I watched all their high school games. They don't play defense. That's huge.
Hey, but offense sells tickets.
Well,
yes, yeah.
So, you just have to, if you're going to put them together, they better have defenders around them because literally, how it's going to be running gun. Let's just put this ball up and just see how it goes, But yeah, that's just my opinion, on the matter. I think, and just so you know, AB James Booknight, he plays for Connecticut. He's coming out to draft. He can shoot the ball, dude. Really good.
Yeah.
So, just my opinion.
So let me ask you: is Terry Rozier is he still on the contract or is this his last year?
I think this is his last contract, but I love Terry playing with LaMelo. That was playing with him. Those two gelled the best in the back. And to me, the way why Terry Rozier matches LaMelo because he could guard shorter, faster guards, whereas LaMelo could guard the bigger dudes. So that kind of matches up, and that's my fear factor with Zoe and LaMelo getting together. They're both long and lanky, so they need guys who can protect the rim because those quicker guards are going to get past them. Just my opinion matter,
So let me ask you.
Here's what I'll say. I don't know if I want Gordon Hayward gone. I know I love the way the team was constructed a bit last year, right? I love the only piece, and I hate because I feel like folks be ragging on him, but I feel like if you bring Zoe in, the only piece that you gotta move is Devontae Graham.
I knew you were gonna say that.
It's just it. Because I think that now if you bring Gelo in,
right.
Now maybe Gordon Hayward, y'all do it's too. If you bring Gelo in and you gonna actually let him play, then there's no point in having a Gordon Hayward. No, what I like about Gordon Hayward last year was there was just moments where he just was like consistent. Right. He was like a dude when we need a bucket, we got a vet over here who gonna get us a bucket. When everybody else not hot, like Gordon gonna play some Mr. Fundamental basketball and to get us a bucket. I think also I could see, I don't know, because I feel like he went to Charlotte because he was hoping to have his own team and maybe get the spotlight. And even with the all-star push, they really was trying to make him an all-star and all of that stuff. So maybe he won't be able to just fit into a role. But I feel like if he could just fit into a role, it's like, Gordon, all you got to do is run. Right. We're going to get the ball to you. You hit the mid-range, and you're going to get 20 points a night. I feel like if he could do that, then it would be lovely. Hey, but somebody said he do stay hurt a lot.
No, and that's my – let me just put this out here. The reason why I think Gordon Hayward doesn't match with LaMelo is because he's a ball hog. Like, I mean, when
he is.
He just dribbles so much, whereas LaMelo, you could tell the difference in the style of play when they play together because LaMelo, when he's controlling the ball, it flows. Whereas when Gordon has it, 20 seconds in his hand, 10 seconds in his hand, he's shooting. That's my fear. And honestly, the way Miles Bridges played this year, I'm telling you right now, the kid's on the come up. He deserves his shot at starting. Yeah. And as much as I do love Gordon Hayward, I think he's amazing.
LaMelo's not a ball hog.
He's not.
LaMelo's not a ball. It's very impressive how that kid could get his points, but distribute the ball so beautiful, man.
He's smooth like too. He's real smooth with moving the ball.
Right.
Super smooth with it.
Yeah. Nah. So that's just my opinion, AB. I get the logic. Gordon could get buckets, no doubt. But I'm telling you right now, a lot of times why he got buckets is because Coach Borrego was scheming the team around him. Basically that's why he was getting shots. Anybody could get 30 shots if the coach is just calling your name all the time. So I mean, that's the issue, and that's why I'm like Terry Rozier. He knows how to play off the ball, and I mean, let's just debunk this theory. People don't change their game the way in which you're saying. That's the reason why Ben Simmons would never learn how to shoot. Because
that man jump shot gonna be broke for his whole career, man.
I mean, he's for 5 years. We're gonna develop a shot. You would have developed it at LSU. You would have developed it, in the NBA. I'm not saying you can't, but I mean, it's highly unlikely that he will. And
so let me ask you a question: could Ben Simmons be a new age Dennis Rodman?
I could see that. He got the size. He got the strength. I'm just saying,
he got the size. Rodman was known for just getting rebounds, but he did know how to shoot some free throws.
His position, though, right? I mean, his PG.
He's another ball dominant player too, though.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. He's a LeBron without the J. And without the confidence, man. I'm telling you right now, to have a killer instinct, Giannis, in my book, in winning this championship, he is so deserving of superstar status, y'all. I mean,
people called me crazy for saying it too, bro. I called it last year. I was like, all right, next year the Bucks winning it all in 6.
Well, I mean, so there was a lot of luck to go in it.
I ain't gonna lie, it was because injuries was on our side. Look, my face when Giannis went down, bro. Woof.
No, honestly, kind of. I want to say in that third game when Kyrie got hurt, I kind of felt like Giannis slid under him because he was like, "There's no way it would be you with Kyrie and KD, man." I'm telling you right now.
But still, a fact, man. This dude hyperextended his knee or something,
and then came back and gave us 2 40-point games and a 50-point game to close it out. That man is not human.
Right?
No. They gave him some good drugs.
Hey, look.
Oh, God. Good Toradol.
Yeah. But I'm going to say Giannis winning the ship this year is greater than KD winning his 2 in Golden State. And here's
100%.
I'll put it out here.
Milwaukee Bucks is the team that was not bought. It was constructed.
Exactly.
Yes.
If you substitute Giannis on Golden State those 2 years that, KD won, Golden State still wins. If you substitute LeBron on there, what kind of dude goes to a team that took you out and you were leading 3-1? What kind of you have no heart. I mean, to me, I don't care how skilled you are. I heard Stephen A. on SportsCenter yesterday or a couple days ago saying that KD is the best player in the league. Okay, I'm telling you right now. I love what the other guy was saying because he was saying the most dominant is Giannis. To be the best, it's not just about skill. And I'm not saying that I'm not saying that Giannis is better than KD right now, but if that kid develops a J, it's over.
I'm gonna tell you something. I jumped on his bandwagon this year.
Right.
He improved the mid-range shot. Dude was just all over the court. It's just you cannot deny this dude greatness, man.
Yeah.
And I think this is probably the best playoff I've seen
in a long time.
And then
the best thing about Giannis, when he was first drafted, nobody knew who he was. Bro, he looked like me, just another skinny guy, but in the league, bro. And then a few years down, I think he won most improved player. Was it 2017, 2018 season?
Yeah.
And just went up from there. And he's doing all of this on the same team that drafted him. Right. And then he's only 26. So it's what more can we see? He's got so much more basketball left if he stays healthy, of course.
That's the one thing I say I appreciate about him in comparison to a lot of these other dudes. I seen some pictures today where they had Giannis when he came into the league. He was 182 pounds.
That's how much I weigh, bro. Exactly.
240 right now, right? And you look at guys like KD and you think it's just his body type. He's just skinny like that.
Yeah.
Giannis was skinny like that too, and he bulked it up. You look at dudes like Ben Simmons who can't hit free throws. He won't attempt the 3-pointer. And Giannis, what I really respected from him is in that Hawks series, they started trying to do the same thing they were that hacker Giannis type of situation.
Yeah.
Where he knocked down 5 free throws in a row, and they was all right, maybe he can shoot them when they need to be. Whereas when Philly is playing, they just decided, we got to just get Ben out of the game totally in crunch time because we don't want him on the free throw line.
Scared. That's the thing. He had that. I think it was a layup he had, and he threw it out. What? Boy, attack.
Now, that heart thing is a real thing, man. Yo, he will capture his heart back, man. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, for him to just go, away in that series, just shows that he's not. Sorry, he won't get there. Just my opinion. That's my opinion.
I'll tell you one thing, AB. Real talk. We watched Giannis. He was a bad free throw player, but for some strange reason through this playoff, he shot better free throws than LeBron
You
could
know
ever
what it
do.
was? You know what it was? When he shoots these bad free throws, he said something about a quote about how if he have a good game, he gonna be stuck in that mentality, and his next game gonna be super trash. So I think what it is oh man, I airballed that free throw. I got one more, or I'm gonna get back to the line more than once. I can't just be like, dang, I'm not hitting no free throws tonight, because then that's probably gonna get in his head.
No doubt. No doubt.
I think it is somebody said it's the mentality, right?
Right.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of these guys, the Ben Simmons, they just nervous about even attempting it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Giannis is probably a bad free throw shooter, but like he want that moment. And if you can like find yourself in that moment where you like, all right, I gotta do it now, then you knock it down. But when you like a Ben Simmons and you get in the paint, you like, oh, don't nobody foul me. I don't want to go to the line. You can't. When you get to the line, it's over. You missed the shot.
Man,
like 5 minutes ago.
Giannis love the contact too, though.
Then LeBron was calling him the next king, the baby king.
Yeah, didn't he call him Prince? The Fresh Prince or something? Yeah.
That's because he sounded clutch.
When have you seen a superstar just get that nerve? I don't even know if I want to call him a superstar, star. Get that nervous on shooting some free throws. Come on, should be.
The kid has no heart, man. I'm telling you.
He's not confident in himself at all.
So hopefully he develops. I'm not hating. I mean, I want him to develop his game. Would be a lot better, but if you haven't developed it after 5 years, you're not gonna get it. So just my opinion. But I'm not trying to take away from LaMelo. AB. Let's get back to the Charlotte. It's a real team.
No, it's a fact. I think that what made the Bucks conversation so important to me, though, is that they develop talent. And whatever Charlotte does with LaMelo is I don't want to see them get into that whole, like, we just going to bring him another superstar.
Right.
All we got to do is we going to get rid of Miles Bridges and we're going to get rid of
all these people that he built the team chemistry with.
Exactly. And we're going to bring in Giannis or so, you know what I mean? Like, when we're gonna bring in somebody with I would love to see, like you said, Miles Bridges get a shot into the starting lineup. Right. I think that's also why I want to see Gordon Hayward stick around, is because I really want some consistency in year two.
I like Gordon though. I don't know why. I get it. He can't stay healthy, but I like him. I like him. Maybe he shouldn't start, but I like him.
Coming off the bench.
Yeah. He's making too much bread to come off the bench.
I know. I know.
If he was a $15 million player, I would be like, yeah, keep him. But he needs to go. The Martin twins need to go. I'm telling you right now, those dudes are just ball hogs. They get the ball and they look for each other. Get them off the team. If you don't play the style of basketball that LaMelo pushes, build around LaMelo, get him off the team. Just my opinion. That's why Gelo would fit. Gelo could do exactly what those guys are doing, easy. He's a better shooter,
a better jump shooter, and Gelo's a better rebounder too. He's a very slept-on rebounder.
Here's this. What about Malik Monk? What about Malik Monk? Should he stay or should he go?
So look. He might be all hog, but that dude could get buckets. He could drop.
Yeah. I want him to stay, man.
He's a spark plug. I call him a spark plug. Every team need that one spark plug.
One get off, just get that energized.
Yeah. He need like Jordan Clarkson a bit. You know what I'm saying? Where you bring him in off the bench and he's just gonna give you 30 just out of nowhere.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So that's why I'm saying, like, let's trade Gordon Hayward, get Jared Allen. I know a lot of people have been talking about Miles Turner. I'm okay with that as well.
He can shoot too, so he can help them space the floor.
I know.
Yeah.
You kind of a hit or miss on it though, aren't you? I can tell.
Jared Allen, because I'm telling you, oops are going to be like, I'm telling you, the reason I watched Charlotte this whole year is just because they were the funnest team to watch.
That's why I said get all
Hey,
the
they got
brothers.
the best announcer
Hold on,
too. I
hey,
swear, the
unite
announcer
all
made
the
the
brothers.
game
Now you
fun.
say I know you say they don't play no defense, but if all them boys can put up 125, 130, the defense ain't gonna matter.
Honestly,
And I'll tell you what LeVar used to say is that they actually play more defense than anybody because of possessions, right? So
yeah.
they get up so many shots, they on defense so often, but they pressing, so the defensive possession is what, 5 seconds. They want you to get a quick shot so they can get back on the other end.
Yeah.
But I think
They're
that
up tempo team.
showed up
Yeah.
in each one of the brothers, because Lonzo was supposed to not be a good defender, and now folks is like, man, he a top on the ball defender in the league. LaMelo it surprised people defensively, like as far as on ball, maybe in the rotations and stuff, he'd be a little lost at times.
Right.
So, and Gelo is the one dude who I'll say is, if you go back and look at the Chino tapes, Gelo is like in their like press, he's the point guy. Like the dude who's trying to bring it up, that's Gelo trying to guard him there. So he could be a 3-and-D dude in the league, PJ Tucker-esque. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna stick Gelo on KD for the night type of vibe. No, I'm just playing. That might
guys. Tucker, I mean, you brought up AB. Yo, for me, PJ Tucker is a typical 1980 player. You know, like where his defense is so solid that keeps him in the league, and he could hit a corner three, man. I'm telling you right
now, he did not have not a lick of a point in Game 6, and he took one shot, and I think he had one rebound too.
Yo, look what he did to Devin Booker, man. I'm telling you right now, that kid. I mean, the reason why our U.S. team is losing right now is because they don't have any defenders like a PJ Tucker, man. Come on. I mean, like, when did defense stop being a thing in the NBA? I'm sorry, that's.
So, do you think Drew Holiday being a good on-ball defender will that help Team USA?
Well, Drew,
most definitely
when it comes to defending, and that kid, would definitely help. But if Giannis goes to Greece, it's gonna be a little scary.
Hey, Giannis go to Greece. I'm cheering for Greece. I'm sorry.
Hey, how bad would that be for the United States as a country? If Giannis then go play for Greece and beat us and get a gold medal, man,
on top of getting the championship,
I'll be upset.
He'll be trolling everywhere. He'll be rolling. Every time you see him, he'll have a gold medal on, the 2 trophies,
MVP trophy, and the final trophy.
Right.
Golly,
what do you say? Like a pick in the
night. Right. No doubt. You know. So, but I mean, yeah, that's the issue with the USA team, man. I'm telling you right now, and the reason I brought that up is, you're right. You know, scoring a lot will win you a lot of games, but when it comes to championships, what do they say? Defense wins championships. That's the reason Houston over the hump when they were scoring all those points. You know, because I mean, as much as people wanted to glorify Golden State as being a supreme shooting scoring team, their defense is so good, it's ridiculous.
That's what Charlotte could be. That's what Charlotte could be.
That's what I'm saying. I agree with you. That's what they need to be to become great. You know, I mean, to take that next step. I mean, I saw LaMelo progression, you know, like I saw a video of him, you know, dribbling, you know, like practicing with coaches, and his hands are nice right now. I'm like, whoa.
I didn't think his handles could get much better, but oh my god.
They're nice. Honestly, if he get a little bit more bounce, he needs about 3 more inches.
Oh, me, if he get bounces, the league better watch out.
Yeah.
Right? So, I mean, the kids, you know, his J was going to come on. So, I mean, like, he's, to me, top 5 guard already. I mean, name me 4 other point guards.
I said this on NBA Twitter, I think about a month ago. I said Melo's a top 5 guard, and everybody got to crucify me because of it. And I was just like, okay, name me a better pure point guard.
Right, for sure.
They got to throw out. I said pure, exactly. Keyword pure. They got to throw out like Kyrie and you know all the score first point guards.
Right. Yeah. That to me, that's not.
And he's not selfish.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, so LaMelo's the type of player where, you know what, he could distribute and run a team, but when his team needs a bucket, he could take over a game, you know, and that's, to me, that's the style of basketball, the Isaiah Thomas, the Magics, the, you know, like the pure point guards that I've grew up watching, So, I mean, but I need to throw this out before I go, man. I saw a meme on Facebook where it was about Space Jam, and apparently Space Jam got it correct, where like they said that LeBron James and Space Jam went 4 for 5, whereas Michael Jordan went 22 for 22. And who's the GOAT? I think it's Mike. I mean, so Space get.
Oh man, you went mute.
You on mute.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys.
No, you good. Hold on. So, what was he saying? LeBron was 4 for 5,
and
Mike
Jordan was 22 for 22. So who's the GOAT? And then he said Mike, and then that's when his mic cut up.
Like, oh, okay. Like in Space Jam, LeBron was 4 for 5.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. Nah.
Y'all seen the new Space Jam?
I was about to say, yeah, I thought it was pretty good, man.
I thought it was good. I liked it.
Say the point, and I'm gonna say this, and I'm out. He right. That was the problem with Phoenix. Chris Paul could not take the game over. He couldn't take the game over. I was waiting to see one of those games when I saw just Chris Paul just
being killer Chris
real
Paul
superstar and just dominate and say by any means necessary, I'm gonna take this game over. And he didn't see. I didn't see it.
You know what else I noticed about that? When he was trying to get his other teammates involved, because like you said, he couldn't do it by himself because he was hitting his shots, and I was just like, why don't you just keep hitting your shots? If they're not hitting their shots, if them saying you hit your shots, gonna think, all right, he really wants it, so now I want it too. Maybe that's just me.
No, I was shocked. I was shocked, dude. I'm like, come on. I'm like, when is Chris Paul gonna be damn near? When I'm gonna see this MJS type player?
This Hall of
Fame. I was waiting, and I'm like, this dude. I'm like, if your boys ain't getting in, just become a madman and just take the game over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think, man, what probably hurt Chris Paul is like anytime he has been deep into the playoffs like this, it ends with him getting injured, right? He'll never finish it. You know what I'm saying? So I think like he only really knows how to like make it a series, but he don't know how to close a series. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's all on the line, it's the big deal. That's what I think, right? Because when he was when in Houston and they were about to beat Golden State, he pulled the hammy or whatever and was out. You know what I mean? And they ended up losing. So it's just like that extra bit of closeout. This was really his first time doing that. And then if you think about, he missed 2 weeks of the previous, right? Who they Phoenix played. Who did they play before they played in the championship game?
They had the Clippers, right?
They had
the Clippers. And he was out for 14 days during that. You know what I'm saying?
That was for like COVID protocol.
COVID, right? Yeah. But so that's what I'm saying is that his experience closing teams out is limited.
That's why
he ain't really ever did that before.
That's why he need to go ahead and go to the Lakers. Go to the Lakers.
I'm telling you, I would say that, but he can't. When Giannis came out and said all of these dudes want to team up now,
build super teams. Yeah, he said I don't want to talk about nobody, but I did it by myself. I'm a fucking champion. I did it.
He can't. Now you can't do it.
No, if Brooklyn wasn't hurt, that's just like last year. Well, no, the year before when the Raptors won it, you had injuries that year. Some major.
Who was stopping Kawhi that year though? Who was stopping Kawhi that year?
Who was in their way? Golden State. Yeah, that's when they played Golden State.
Yeah, but
you had Clay.
Yeah, like you said, it was injuries. I think Clay tore that ACL.
Yeah,
he had
KD tried to give it a run, but man, if they was straight, Kawhi wouldn't have got that ring. But Giannis, I mean, that's some slick talk. That's why they probably gonna just run over him next year. It's like, come on.
All that ain't gonna happen, but you feel me.
Here's the thing though is, for some reason, when you have these elite teams like that, these super teams, and you lose one or two guys,
it's a wrap.
Whereas this Bucks team, they really, if you comparable to that Nets team, you got Giannis and KD, and it should be a matchup. It's even at that point. You know what I'm saying? You had a wobble James Harden, you had some other dudes, but it shouldn't have been that much of a fall off.
The Bucks got some scrappy players on that team, like some real dogs.
But that's what I'm saying is it with these super teams.
Yeah.
You should have some scrappy dudes who, when your number one guys go out, you got some folks who can step in and get you some like minimal buckets. You know what I mean? And a lot of them just don't have that. But if you got a superstar on your team like the Lakers did with LeBron James, Anthony Davis go out, LeBron's still supposed to be able to take out the Phoenix Suns on his own.
Yeah.
Kevin Durant, who everybody was saying was the best player in the world, is supposed to be able to one up Giannis.
I mean, come on, he was this close to sending the Bucks home. So
yeah, you would, but you got to do it. This close don't matter. You got to do it.
That's what I said too. I was telling everybody that I was like, he was that close, but it didn't happen. I was like,
it didn't happen.
It would have been crazy. Yeah. Finals would have been different, but
yeah,
what can you do?
All right, cool. Y'all be easy, man.
You too, bro.
All right, yep.
So I had. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
All right, so I had a quick question. So you know how everybody's saying Zoe and Gelo and everybody should go to the Charlotte? Who would bring the ball up? Who would you have running that actual point guard position?
Damn, I feel like that's
because I've been thinking that every time I hear that, I'm like, who would run that actual point guard position when all three of them are on the floor together?
I think that the natural like course of action would be to revert it back to like Chino Hill days, right?
Yeah.
Where Zoe is like primary ball handler. You let LaMelo be the scorer a bit, and then Gelo like just like is the real deal scorer, right?
Yeah.
But I don't know because it feels so much like LaMelo's team that I feel like you putting him off ball that much would seem like it would like slow him down a bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But let me see. Somebody's trying to draw. But so I think it would be tough to call, man. But I feel like they would probably do a really good job of both taking turns at it. You know what I mean?
That's what I was thinking. Like maybe like every other player, every other quarter type mess.
Yeah. Whoever got it going tonight, that's what it is. But I think it would be really just the style of play that if the coach let them play, right? If they were playing at the speed that they would want to be playing, like it really wouldn't even matter. I don't think you would notice it, right? You wouldn't notice who was the primary ball handler until they got into the half court because really it would be coming off the board and then running, you know what I mean? Yeah. And if they don't got a shot that quick, then now all of a sudden we got to run a play and you might see it there. But I think like,
but it probably if it came down to that, I think it would matter what side of the floor the ball would be on type. Yeah. So another question I had too, with all of them being on the same team, I'm asking for your opinion, of course, not like
No, I got you.
The perfect supporting cast for those three.
That's what I'm saying. I think here's how I think is I feel like if they all got on the same team and they were all like really got a shot to play, then it looks different. However, what I do believe the immediate circumstance would be for them would be like Melo would be playing, Zoe would be playing, and Gelo would be on the team, but I don't know if he would get in the game that much.
He wouldn't start. He probably would get garbage minutes until he proved himself or something.
Exactly, yeah. So I think if you got the Hornets, you got Miles Bridges, you got Zoe, you got and Melo, that's a decent four right there. At that point, you need a big who can like defend the rim.
Yeah.
Like if you go back to the Hill days. But I hear people say Miles Turner. My only concern is I just don't know if a superstar fits in that system. You know what I'm saying?
You consider Miles Turner a superstar?
Well, I'm saying he is not a superstar, but I feel like he is
a solid defensive player.
He an established player in the fact of like.
But he knows how to play off ball too. He did it with Sabonis. He did it with Brogdon and all of them. So he's not ball demanding, and he's going to do exactly what the Charlotte Hornets.
So perfect team player is what you're saying.
Perfect. What I'm saying is on that team, if you go back to Big O, right? Remember he was number 5 overall play. What he did was block shots and get rebounds.
Mhm.
Every now and again, if you down there in time, you got a board. But he wasn't even really going back on he wasn't even going to offense even that much. That's how fast they was trying to play. So if you a Miles Turner, you gotta literally be comfortable with my job is blocking shots, getting boards, and maybe I'm gonna score 10 points tonight. Maybe on a great night where I go 5 for 5, I'm gonna get 10 points. I don't know if he's willing to do that because I feel like he's been in positions before where it has been his squad.
Yeah.
I
That's what I was
completely
thinking,
understand. But honestly, the way I feel, especially with Melo and the way that he brings just that type of him and Zoe. It doesn't when he comes there, it's not gonna matter about any of that. It's gonna be you see how Miles Bridges, he's talking about how he's finally having fun playing basketball again, enjoying what he loved to do. Like
Mhm.
it's just that energy and that type of environment that's gonna be able to make it don't matter who come there. Well, it does matter, but I feel like Miles Turner will come in and succeed and be a team player.
Here's the thing, I'm telling you, I remember and this is what I mean, like it really depends because James Borrego, what we've seen from him last year as a coach is like I feel like a lot of us wanted him to unleash Melo, and they were like, nah, we're gonna slow play it, we're gonna do this. And like we're talking about earlier with Gordon Hayward, they like drew plays for him, and he was even in times where he was talking about Devontae Graham, he's like, it's my job as a coach to draw these plays up. But like at the pace that LaMelo and Zoe are used to playing, I feel like it's harder for players to adapt to them like you think, right? When I was traveling with them in JBA and they were doing like we had these guys young dudes who could not wrap their brain around. You just want me to run and shoot? Like you want me to throw it? You want me to? And they like, yeah. And dudes who only been playing AAU in high school, and they're like, but my coach said I'm supposed to take 2 dribbles and pass it. And then like was in tears crying because they was asking them to play at a pace that they just was not used to. It took them so long to get it. And I think that at the NBA level, you got to have the right guy to really be able to move at that pace that a Zoe and a LaMelo would be ready to move at. And I think like that person needs to be groomed up in it. That's why I like the Miles Bridges, because I already know if I run, LaMelo gonna throw it to me. I know that Terry Rozier's like him, because same thing. Dwight Howard, yeah. I feel like Dwight Howard at a point in his career where he would love to. All I got to do is
rebound
run.
And run.
All I got to do is run, rebound, and dunk.
Rebound and run. That's it. Set screens, defend the paint.
Block, exactly.
Let me ask you a question because I've seen a lot of people in the chat say this Ben Simmons thing. How you feel about that? Ben Simmons,
what, like him about to like get released or traded or something like that?
Nah, just Ben Simmons in Charlotte. I'm hearing. I saw a lot of people in the chat talking about. That's exactly what I was saying.
Nah.
Exactly.
He can't.
If he could shoot, maybe, but
Yeah, that would be the only. Is they're talking about his defense and when Melo's running point guard, he can post up. Well, then what is Melo gonna do?
Yeah,
clogging the paint.
Exactly.
Yeah. And he can't knock down free throws. I feel like if you're a physical player like that, where you like, give me the ball in the paint, I want you to be thinking, I'm going to draw contact, get a foul, and get the bucket. Then you know what I mean? If you're not giving me 3-pointers, I want 3-point plays.
Facts.
And you're not getting that from him either. So like, I don't know what he does for me. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. That's why I give props to Giannis. I mean, although this year he really only made it to the finals due to injuries, but
as
to go from literally struggling to making 16 out of 17 free throws, 14 out of 17, getting 17 free throws a game and knocking majority of them down, that's a big step, and I got to give him props on that.
Yeah,
he was hungry for sure. He was hungry.
Yeah, he definitely wanted that.
You could tell through that whole game.
Kind of let them down.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier. He earned my respect. I wanted CP3 to go ahead and get a ring, but when I seen the elevation of Giannis's game, like I was like, all right, bro, you got it. You know what I'm saying? Because even people
when he came back from the injury,
And I don't think that Shaq ever was able to elevate his free throw game in a way that I seen him do. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
yeah.
And that's short of that short of time because he was struggling in that year, them playoffs. He was
Yeah.
struggling, and then all of a sudden something just clicked.
I think he had like realization. He was just like, "Oh, all right, we're almost there. I just got to take it one more step."
Yeah.
And he was that hungry to do it, and that's what got them over that hump.
I believe, yeah, it's the realization of. I feel like a lot of NBA players got to have this realization of like, yo, we get paid to play basketball, right? And there's one shot in the game that's a free throw. Like, as a professional basketball player, like the one shot that I should be the best at is the free one. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I don't think that enough of them really wrap their head around like, at least let me knock down the free shot.
Absolutely. I feel
free throws make the game can make the game real quick. That's what people fail to realize. You lose a game by 1-2 points, you go back and look at the box score. Oh, we missed 3, 4, 5 free throws.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I can't wait. We got how long do we have before things can start happening? The free agency and the draft. We don't have
the draft is next Thursday, right?
The draft next Thursday, yeah.
Yeah. No, we don't, and then the free agency is right after that. So I really hope that Zoe. I'm hearing all this Chicago talk, all this New York talk. I really hope that he either lands really Charlotte. I really, really hope he lands in Charlotte because I know that's exactly what Charlotte needs. Because Zoe can play off ball and let Melo do his thing, and then they can always switch. It doesn't.
Zoe has said Melo is the best out of all three of them too.
And they don't. There's no need to compete. Oh, who's the best? There's no need for that. It's just let it flow, and I feel like they'll let it flow.
Wait, what you about to say something?
I was going to say, you said Zoe said the Melo is the best out of all of them.
Yeah, that's what he said.
I heard also Gelo said that he the best out of all of them too. So
hey, Gelo got something to prove. That could bring me to the next question. I've seen one of the comments that said is LiAngelo the biggest unsigned and undrafted free agent right now.
Not the biggest, but he'll be one of the biggest stories for sure. Facts. Any Ball brother, he's going to be the biggest story, regardless. It don't matter.
Especially if he come in and do what he got to do.
As soon as Gelo signs a contract, that's all the league is going to be talking about.
I mean, you seen it happen last year when he was in camp with Detroit.
With the Pistons, exactly.
Yeah.
I think the Pistons just did that just to bring, just to bring some type of buzz to Detroit.
Yeah.
Because they had too many guaranteed players already that was on their squad. There literally was zero chance of Gelo making that team.
Yeah, I think he was definitely zero chance of him making that team. But I think that he got on there for multiple reasons. One, they had the connection with
Jermaine.
Jermaine, in Detroit. They was training in Detroit, so somebody got him hooked up in there. But I think, man, the Gelo situation is what it is because of it's been like just a crazy past year and a half. You know what I'm saying?
He's the one. Regardless, I don't even think that it's about the China. Yes, the China thing happened. It's just he's the one out of all of them to where they can hardball. Yeah, that's literally out of all of them. He's the one that they can deny his game. Because all you do see is shooting and posting up. You don't see too many other things. But at the end of the day, no matter wherever Gelo has went, no matter what team Gelo has played on, he's been that leading scorer. That is that guy.
I think I noticed too. Every team he's played on, he's had at least a few games with over 50 points.
Yeah,
bro, that's what he's going to do. Regardless,
I'm telling you, once he get his feet wet in the league and he get comfortable, somebody give him that shot, they ain't gonna regret it.
That's all they need. That's all he needs is that shot, and I promise you, they're not gonna let him go.
Yeah, it is. Let me see.
And I would let go. I would want to keep Gordon because he is a pro and he's been doing this and he's that leader in the locker room. But one, I feel like he quit on the team last year because there's no reason why a high ankle sprain keeps you out that long. So something wasn't right.
Yeah, I think I seen he had a baby or something.
Yeah, he had another daughter, right?
Yeah, something like I wouldn't be surprised if it kind of got to a place where it was like, man, why?
He was like, we probably ain't gonna make the playoffs. I can just my ankle.
But I'm
You got
paying
a
you too
baby.
much money for you to make those decisions.
Yeah,
PJ had a baby during the season.
yeah,
Boy,
but
we ain't gonna talk
Ain't
about
no way that
I
I'm
know.
paying you that much money and you just
we
choose
ain't
not
gonna
to
do
play.
that.
yeah. Hey, let's not bring up PJ, man.
Yeah,
'Cause
we're gonna
nice.
leave PJ alone.
Yeah. No, I agree though. I think that him not returning at all is kind of wild when you think that LaMelo broke his whole wrist and
And
came back.
rushed back.
And
Was hurt. He was hurt, bro.
yeah,
He
he was.
couldn't shoot. His shot wasn't right. Every time he shoot, it was short. He was
Yeah,
scared
even
to
when he came in, you
have
could
that
still
follow
see he
through.
was,
Yeah,
favoring that wrist and stuff too.
it
Yep.
was.
Yeah.
But he still did that for his squad, and
Hey,
that's
he
why I feel
almost
like
got him to the
if he did,
playoffs too. That would have
yeah,
been wild.
if he
Yeah.
would have been right, bro, they would have at least made the playoffs. I promise you, they would have
Yeah, they
won
would have been an
that
AC
playing
for
game.
sure.
I really just don't know what happened when they came. I went to the game when they played the Pacers in the play-in, and all of a sudden the Pacers wanted to like be the best
They
team in
couldn't
the
miss,
league
bro. They
one
could not
night,
miss.
and I was like, yo, come on, man, this is the most BS ever right now, y'all. Yeah, so that was I don't know what happened now.
Bro, I watched every second, and that it was killing me to see that dude continue to make shot after shot after shot in the
After
season.
shot
Mhm.
after shot. It's like he had some secret stuff to drink before the game or something, man.
Yeah. I was there, and I couldn't even enjoy myself, man. I was so upset.
So if we can, I don't know who was on the chat earlier who said it. I would offer up Gordon Hayward, and I would try to get like a Jared Allen or something if I can, and that way it frees up a little bit more playing time for Gelo. Let him come in. I feel like he's gonna come in and ball. That's all we need him to do is shoot. So we let go of Gordon Hayward, free up some cap space, and be able to pay a certified big man.
How much is Gordon Hayward's contract exactly?
It's a
Isn't
big one.
it's like
It's like-
120, right? Or something like that. 30.
I would be surprised if it's that little. He got one of them. He got a good deal.
A great deal.
Yeah.
He got one of them luau dang deals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, look, I think I'm gonna just sit this one. I made the money already. I'm gonna just chill.
Yeah, I'm chilling.
He was like, "Hey, y'all
my
good?"
baby at home.
Yeah. I just bought a boat. Yeah, 30 mil a year. Somebody said in here.
30 mil a year.
Yeah, 30
Yeah.
a year. I think it's to be exact 32. 32 million a year.
That's a lot.
That's-
Yeah. If I'm
come
paying
on,
you
bro.
32 a mil, I want you back from your ankle sprain when
Yeah.
they say you coming back, dog.
Yeah. If I pay you 32, you're gonna be on the sideline helping me coach.
Fact.
While
You
you
gotta do
rehab me.
something.
Yeah.
You have
gotta,
to do
yeah.
something, bro. But definitely, I want us to
mentoring.
keep Malik for sure. Malik he's a spark plug off the bench.
Yep. I
What
said
Miles
that
Bridges
earlier.
was doing in the beginning of the season until he kind of, was able to get more minutes and really play with the starters.
Damn, he get 39 mil a year?
39.
39? Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's
Paying
chilling.
him.
I want to. I was gonna say I want them to keep.
I actually have, Matthew. I've had a high ankle sprain and I've torn my ACL. I ain't gonna lie. I tried to go to work on that high ankle sprain. A few hours later, I couldn't walk. I was falling. I was tripping. But he had time to recover. And if you give me $1 million and I'm in the league,
He had months to recover.
I sprained my ankle, yeah, I'm finna try to come back. What?
Bro, he had months to recover. When did that happen? If somebody in the chat can give us the exact day. That happened so early, like mid-season. He had plenty of time to recover.
Yeah. He had time to at least suit up and pretend like he was gonna play.
Exactly.
Tried. Just go ahead and tease us. Do pregame warm up, and then just say that you can't. I can't go.
Game time decision. That's what it's called, right?
Yeah. Give us a couple of those.
Yeah, had the other team like prepare for you.
Exactly.
And yeah.
Most definitely.
I was gonna say I would love to see Malik Monk stay and kind of be in that role that he's in, but I think that he is. he is one of those guys who came into the league with like aspirations to be a superstar.
That
Though
guy,
He came in the league with a chip on
Not
his shoulder for
Yeah.
sure.
a one, but for sure two. He came in the
Yeah.
league trying to be that. Yeah.
So
And
if
so-
Malik stays, do you think they get rid of Terry then, or?
They
No,
have a
I mean,
choice.
of course, if Lonzo comes over, but
But even then, bro, you got to think about it. It could be if Gelo don't get the minutes, or say he come off the bench. They already were running the 3-ball lineup with the 3-point guards.
yeah,
You can do Terry, LaMelo, and Lonzo. Lonzo can guard anything.
yeah,
So he can guard.
he do
at
got
least
the
1
length to
through 4.
guard the 1 through the 4 for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, that would work. That's 2 catch and shoot.
Terry is trade bait.
Yeah, that's what somebody say. Yeah.
But that's a hell of a
He
trade
said,
piece.
"Forget that 30 million. You better take some aspirin and play. Look, give me that Toradol shot on my ankle. I'm out there."
Something, bro. You gotta give me something at this point.
Here's the thing,
And
though.
you see how we really right there on the cusp of the playoffs, and you still choose to not suit up, not try. Nah, I don't need that.
But that's the thing is like, if you give me the 30 million already, I'm not playing on no ankle. You know what I'm saying? If this was a contract year and next year he was trying to re-up, you see he would have been out there on that ankle hobbling around. Yeah.
But the same way
like you said, he had another kid too, so that probably played the part.
The GM should. So if I was a GM, I'm gonna think like you're right. Now, if he would have had to try to earn that money, he would have came out there and tried to help us win. But since we already gave him the money and he quit on us, okay, I'm finna try to see if I can make some moves. That's not the type of player I want around.
Who gonna take up that big ass contract? Excuse my language. That contract.
But I mean, shoot, we gotta see. There's some suckers that listen. Chris Paul has been robbing organizations for years.
Chris Paul
There
is
are
Chris
some
Paul.
suckers
Chris
in
Paul
that-
do everything he got. Gordon Hayward going my ankle and sit down.
Chris Paul for years is gonna be my ankle, my hamstring. We've been doing
my
that.
It's 20. Here's what I'll say though, because I remember when Chris Paul was in Houston, he had just signed that big deal. They was talking about him like he was washed, like it was over. Like he can't do nothing for nobody. And like he had the worst contract in the league and nobody wanted him. Then he went to OKC
and made them
to the playoffs.
Right.
Went to Phoenix, them to the finals.
Bro, I honestly believe that was the best I've ever seen Chris Paul. Him do that. No injuries, no nothing. Completely lead a team all up until, and then he carried that same energy to the Suns. These past 2 years has been his great. I've ever seen him. No complaints. No, he gonna try to fight through injuries. It ain't none of that. But bro, most of his career, he's been getting paid 40 and 50 million to get hurt in the playoffs, and that's it.
But I will tell you, man, I think if you look at his teams, right, the Clippers teams, he had the Blake Griffin, who everybody thought he was supposed to be that deal. Injury prone. DeAndre Jordan at that point was supposed to be that guy. You know what I mean? They had their whole Live City thing. In Houston, he was playing with James Harden. It was that you sent him to OKC, and OKC was like, "Yo, Chris, this is your first time. Like, this is your team."
Exactly.
And that's what you got out of him. You know what I'm saying? Even I believe in Phoenix, where you got a Devin Booker, but you got Devin Booker looking up to Chris Paul. You know what I mean? So
it's Chris Paul is the leader.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, this is, I mean, because you got to think about it too. Steven Adams was one of his best big men as well. As far as his heart, he knows how to set a screen. For some reason, these centers nowadays, they fake screen. They don't even they don't put their body on nobody.
Man, look, Steven Adams gonna knock you up off your feet.
He's gonna knock you up off, and then that's all Chris Paul needs for that little 15-foot jumper. That's all he needs, and he can get however many points off that, and then that's gonna force the center to step up, and boom, you got an easy dunk for the center. It's just that, but I don't know. But I feel like after what happened in Houston, the way that they tried to make it seem like it was CP3 who just couldn't get it done, that made him put another chip on his shoulder to go ahead and, all right, I'm going to show y'all.
Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping that this loss does that for him again. But look at this real quick, man. Really, the Hornets, they really ain't got too many bad contracts. This Gordon Hayward contract for damn near $30 million is there. You got Zeller, who was getting 15, but he on the way out. You got Terry with 18, like you, and everybody else is. LaMelo is what, the third or fourth highest paid player on the team.
And somebody said the Twins got to go because they stealing money, but their contract don't look that bad.
That's what I'm saying. 1.5, like
I would pay that for one of them. I would get rid of one so I can go ahead and have some more roster space. But one of them gives hell of energy. I think it's the Caleb, right? It's the Caleb who gives more, right?
I can't imagine y'all both make the same exact amount. y'all
look alike and y'all got the same identical contract.
Yeah. That's. And then if I was the one who got cut, I'd be like, "How y'all going? We put up. We look exactly alike. We
hey, when they play, if he did get cut and they play each other, hey, bro, switch jerseys.
Go ahead and suit up this time.
Nah, that's I think that they're not gonna. If they really sign Gelo, like they're not gonna cut the Twins because that it's just a good story. If one time on the court you got all five brothers.
And it doesn't need to happen if we can't fill that roster space with nothing better. It doesn't need to happen. Only thing that they need to address, honestly, to make their team a winning team is get them a center. Dwight Howard is out there. He's not worth that much money. You can pay him some money, and then you can keep Zeller or somebody to come off the bench and let Howard go ahead and start. And then you could go ahead and get Lonzo. Get Lonzo, bro. Let go of Devontae Graham, and just go from there.
Yeah. This is somebody we talked about this earlier. Lonzo go back to the Lakers.
Vernon Carey? You can let go of Zeller too, and let Vernon Carey actually get some minutes.
That's on. To me, I say let go of Bismack, let go of Vernon. I'm not Vernon. Sorry, let go of Bismack, let go of Zeller. And I like the idea of building with Vernon Carey and the other boy who they were running for, Jaden McDaniels.
Oh yeah, he's nice and he's long. He's gonna give you that energy. So I don't mind that.
Yeah, I like what they were doing with him. I just think like the only reason why I think like these young dudes like that, like the Twins and all of those, like I said. For me, I want to see them build these dudes up in that system, right? It is. I feel like after the first season, they got to have a better understanding of, okay, now in year 2, this is really LaMelo's team. Like all of that BS that we was doing before, like we're going to slow it down now. We're going to run. We're going to play defense. We know our role. And like we're talking about, they're not getting paid that much money. Jalen McDaniels, he came in, he making not that much money either and was playing significant minutes. So obviously he gonna be better. I think last year was PJ Washington's second season himself, and he had made a leap. He looked like a vet on that squad last year. So I think if you get them same type of like improvements from all these other dudes, man, it'll be something special. I think that the one thing that I'm interested to see from last year to this year, especially with a lot of the young players, is there was no G League, like not like a real G League season. You know what I mean? Like a lot of the opportunity that these young dudes get to develop wasn't there last year. You know, going through a summer league, training camps, and all of that stuff. So,
but that speaks volumes because everybody was trying to diss this draft class.
Mm-hmm.
You have Cole Anthony. How many game-winning shots did he hit his rookie year? You got all of these dudes who didn't get no type of pro, like nothing.
Media
it's just they were thrown
into
the fire. You can't knock this draft class.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't. They showed up. And have y'all seen this? Let me try to pull this up real quick. Your boy Nick Wright did a list on his on what is that? First Things First or whatever. Mm-hmm. He had basically top 50 players in the league. Let me see if I got it here. Bam. And he had top 50. Here go to like the top, but let me see.
All right.
In the top 50, he had LaMelo down here. You can see him right here in the corner on the second row right there.
Mhm.
He the only rookie on this list right now in the top 50. And I know we was talking about earlier, he is a probably a top 5 guy, a guard or pure point guard. But do you think that he like is a top 50 player in the league at this moment?
Yes, he better than Ben
Absolutely.
Simmons.
You want
He
to,
better than
and
Ben Simmons. He
I'll
better
tell you,
than.
I'll break it down on the reason why he's a top 50 win shares, bro. They were the number 4 seed in the East. From being a
Yeah.
team to struggle with the same exact team from last year, all you do is insert LaMelo Ball, and now you're a top 4 team in the East until he gets hurt.
Yeah.
True. The
How
LaMelo
many
Ball effect.
rookies is doing that?
No, I agree. I agree. I think that what here, y'all know I agree. I was saying that he was an all-star at all-star break. I felt like he should have been
He
I
should
felt
have,
he should have been an
bro. He
all-star
should have
too.
been
yeah,
an all-star. And let me tell you this: if LaMelo Ball, if the Warriors didn't do that nonsense that they did on draft day, and LaMelo Ball would have played for the Warriors, I guarantee he
They
would
would
have
have been
made
in the
it.
playoffs.
He would. They not only would they have been in the playoffs, but with that system and the way that those boys play, Steve Kerr's system is absolutely beautiful. And the way
I
that
think
them
it
boys play,
matches
I promise
LaMelo's
you, his
game
numbers would
almost
have
to a
been
T too.
inflated because he would have been playing with way better talent
yeah,
and he would have been on a bigger stage
yeah,
And then you get that veteran championship leadership from Clay and Steph too,
from
and
Clay
Dre.
and just
and
imagine, bro, Stephen Curry, LaMelo Ball, Clay Thompson, Draymond Green, and I don't care who you have as center.
yeah.
Sounds like a 2K team to me, man.
No, that's a
Come
fact.
on.
Yeah, that would have been a game changer. I feel like there was a point where I feel like Draymond alluded to the fact that they probably made a mistake.
Yeah,
Like
in that
we
interview, but he just couldn't say
yeah,
it. He couldn't say
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm riding with my boy, but
it. But you
In
can
yeah,
his
see it
head,
in his
in his
face
head,
that
we should have got
yeah, we messed up.
LaMelo.
yeah.
And you
It,
see
it, it-
now they're trying to they have him in trade talks.
Who, James
Yeah.
Wiseman? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like there's certain times in the NBA where folks try to be too smart, right?
And think too much,
There-
and they overthink and they play themselves.
yeah, it's like there are
Absolutely.
certain points where you just got to take the best player, and
Somebody said trade Zoe for Wiseman. And then Timothy Suggs said Draymond stealing money. He sucks.
No,
uh,
honestly, it is. Although Draymond is, he's not the most polished on offense, but bro, that energy that he brings is infectious.
You need that. I mean, he
You
almost had
need
a
that.
triple double without points a few years back too.
You have to have those type of, and he's on the perfect team because if
And
he
he's
was
vocal.
on like a Portland or some okay, now you just absolutely killing team, and he would be one of those guys who bounces from team to team. But because he
mhm,
was on the Warriors with with the greatest shooting backcourt in the history of the game, it allowed him to do what he needed to do. I'm gonna
yeah,
just do
People
this
people don't
defensive
realize
banger.
that Draymond is an on-floor coach. And that's
yeah.
Absolutely,
why
well,
that's
he's
why the
very
Warriors love
very
him so
smart,
much.
But
very
that's
very
what
smart.
such the like kind of disappointing part. Not disappointed, but that's like the tough part about the NBA is like it is so much of it is just being in the right position.
Mm-hmm.
Right, like you said, Draymond on any other team is not Draymond. Draymond is, as somebody say, he getting Hall of Fame
Yeah,
money.
that's what Timothy
Draymond is
said.
about to actually be a Hall of Famer. You put
Absolutely.
him on any other team, and he a role player.
A
You know what I'm saying?
completely different career.
Yeah, it's not even
That's why I
close.
said he
Like,
got like the perfect fit with the Warriors. So
Bro,
if you
but
that
trade Draymond for Zoe, what's gonna happen to Draymond? He gonna have to shoot.
but
it
here's
don't
the
matter.
thing.
I mean, it's
I
cool,
don't
but
even know
look,
what would happen
bro,
with Draymond if he was to
but
get
the
traded from the
only
Warriors.
okay, so see, look, with the Lakers, I remember the Lakers try to go too playmakerish. They try to have too many playmakers, and it wasn't the right playmakers, and that's why LeBron didn't make it to the playoffs. It wasn't the right type of playmakers. Even if you insert Lonzo Ball on this Warriors team, and the lineup is Stephen Curry, Lonzo Ball, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, and whoever is center, It doesn't matter. Why? Because one, their tempo is going to be crazy. They're going to lead the league in fast break points. Two, Zoe is only now you getting the tutelage of Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson as far as shooting. Forget what Fred Vincent is teaching me in New Orleans. I have Steph Curry and Klay Thompson also teaching me how to do some things and what drills to do and how to. Bro, it doesn't. That team would be completely. It would be insane. The ball movement will be crazy. The backdoor cuts will be crazy. The spacing on the floor will be just perfect for Draymond Green, and then the defense.
Yep.
Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and Lonzo Ball playing defense. That's the top defensive team in the league.
Yeah.
And then don't let them get like a defensive big too.
Yeah, absolutely. Oof. Don't let them get a lob threat or whatever. Even if the people talking about Kevin Love, you put Kevin Love.
You get Kevin Love, Warriors. That's another shooter.
Man, come on now. Now you got Draymond got the whole rim to himself. Steph Curry is one of the best players off ball in the history. I've never seen nobody.
And then on top of that, the Warriors love playing small ball, and I don't think Draymond will have a problem with running.
And they wouldn't be able to stop it because whatever. That's cool. You can get your 2 points because we can guarantee 2 points every possession, but we also gonna hit you with these 3 balls.
Yeah,
clip nobody can compete with.
Yeah. And I think too, what the beauty of their squad is. Like you see a lot of these teams just force up 3 balls, right? They just be taking threes just to take threes. They gonna get great threes. Like the right person every possession is going to take the shot type of thing. You know what I'm saying?
And the thing is, they'll have there literally is there's not the right person. It doesn't matter. Whoever Zoe, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, or even Kevin Love, if you got Kevin Love in the squad. Who can you be mad at that takes a shot? You can't be mad at neither one of them.
Yeah.
And the thing to allude to what you were saying, AB, is you are absolutely right. And this is what I've been saying for years. Even with the Rockets team, I was telling people, bro, the Rockets are never going to win. They have people, you got shot takers, not shot makers.
Yeah. But the Rockets aren't even they done blew up their whole situation.
Yeah, that's
they in rebuild
years to come. That's gonna be very ugly for years to come.
Yeah, that's gonna be hard.
You know what? I heard
got a million draft picks too.
Bro, look, they still won't be able to do nothing. They don't got no superstar. You would literally have to get a LeBron James type player in the draft.
But the one thing I will give OKC credit for though is they pretty much are like the G League of the NBA, in which you know what I'm saying. They gonna grow the talent. They brought Chris Paul back to an elite level and then shipped him out. You know what I mean? You can go there.
Yeah, that shows what they can do as an organization, low key.
Yeah,
because he left OKC and brought the Suns to the finals.
Yeah,
I never thought of it like that. That's a good thing.
Victor Oladipo was there, and he left there and went to Indiana and turned into an all-star. You know what I'm saying? Like you go through their program and you come out on the other end a much better player, even if you don't have like the greatest.
Hey, Oladipo, he's on the Heat now, right?
Yeah, he's on the Heat. That could be a good fit.
What if Zoe went to the Heat? If Zoe, Butler, Oladipo, if Oladipo could stay healthy, that could be nasty. That could be nasty.
Yeah, it would be nasty, but then you would have players like Kendrick Nunn, who he tired of playing behind Goran Dragic when it comes time to winning. He want to play himself. So what you gonna do with Goran Dragic, the Dragon?
Hey, if Kendrick tired of playing behind somebody, you ship him.
Hey, I mean, you do what you gotta do. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it at all. If that's what they wanted, I feel like Pat Riley would do that. Make that move. That's a great market for Zoe. Zoe is not besides Charlotte, he's not a small market team. And Charlotte is not finna be a small market team for much longer. Not with the way LaMelo is. They finna become one of them destinations where people want to go.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think that free agents are going to be lining up to get to Charlotte, but I don't want them to come there, man. Stay home. Don't come over here.
Yeah, don't jump on this shit. We
straight. We build them from within. It might not be next year. By year 3, It's going to be dudes who know the system. The coach, hopefully, he had things figured out. The front office ain't going to be doing too much crazy stuff.
Don't
And
overthink. Just allow things to be what they are.
exactly,
Let it
that's what
ride.
I
That's the
want.
only problem,
Right.
bro. That I'm from LA. That's the only problem I have with my Lakers. We don't let nothing flow. We get rid of everything, and even players like Thomas Bryant. A lot of people forgot about him. He went to the Wizards
The
and
Wizards, and
became an
he's a
absolute
bully. He is
bully.
a monster.
Until he
This,
got hurt, bro, he had a couple. I think he had like one or two 30-point games, dunking on just the energy. He gonna run the court. He gonna do his job. It was beautiful. I mean,
I like
where
Thomas Bryant.
Julius Randle leaves, goes to the Knicks, but we all knew Julius was gonna be nice. Maybe not that nice to where he was until he kind of minimized in the playoffs. But I
Boy
mean,
choked in the
everybody who leaves the
playoffs.
Lakers ends up growing and becoming this player when we could have had all of these pieces.
Same
This
with
we
Ingram,
let
because
go of the Lou
when he
Yeah,
got
Williams, we
traded,
let
he
go
went
of
to
the
New
Jordan
Orleans and became an
Clarksons.
all-star.
yeah.
Exactly. We let go of Lou
This is
Williams. We let go of Jordan Clarkson, who became a sixth man of the year. We let go of
But
Jordan
Lou.
Clarkson.
you gotta remember though, you playing for the Lakers, that's a historical team. That's a lot of pressure. That's what a lot of people also don't think about that
Yeah,
too.
Absolutely. But when you play this game, bro, you just had a championship team. But you let the fans manipulate you into thinking that you have to blow your roster up every year. There was no reason that that Bubbles Laker team should have let go of Dwight Howard, JaVale McGee, Danny Green, none of them players. Rajon Rondo, for what? To
Yeah,
replace them with what?
some bums.
exactly. Shouldn't have done it. I think that this is what we were saying earlier. We were talking about whether or not Zoe should go back to Los Angeles,
No.
and and I was
And I'm
saying
from LA.
I don't want to see him do it because they don't know how to like you everything you just said. They don't know how to use talent, and they don't know
Mm-mm.
how to nurture it, and they don't know how to like bring it up. You see guys leave, and I don't even want to I'll put it on the Lakers a little bit because in that like end of Kobe era where they like were struggling, hadn't made the playoffs in about 4 or 5 years.
Right.
Like they could never get over the hump there. But then a LeBron James team, if you play with LeBron, like you got to minimize yourself so much in order to just fit on the
Mm-hmm.
squad with him. And you see dudes leave him. It's so many dudes who play on a LeBron team. You think like, bro, they career over. They done fell off. And
And
then all of a
that's
sudden
what's
go to
going to
another
happen,
team.
bro.
Jay Crowder, when he was playing in Cleveland with LeBron, I was like, oh, Jay Crowder, it's over for you. He go to Phoenix and is hooping again. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he
Jordan
was with the Heat
Absolutely.
last year too in the finals too. That's what people.
But you want to
Yeah.
know what,
Yeah.
bro? Also, is that just some pressure bust pipes
Yep.
when you are in LA, just like when Kobe was here. Not too many people wanted to come and play with Kobe. Why? Because he was going to demand excellence from you. He was going to demand you to be the best player you wanted to be, or that you
But
were
you need
supposed to be.
teammates like that to bring the dog out of you.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
you either going to rise to that occasion or you gonna fold. And that's what some players are going to do. They're going to fold. Jay Crowder is an excellent player, but I don't think he can be under somebody like that. I don't, but Cleveland was just a bad situation in general. That
Yeah.
situation it probably didn't even have nothing to do with LeBron. You got the upper management, which nobody likes in the league.
Yep.
No player, everybody who goes there hates it. It's just some things, bro. As coming from being an athlete, when you are under those, people think that it's just, oh, you got to just go out there and play, bruh. Coaches make a big part of your mentality. If the coach
Mm-hmm.
don't believe in you and you sitting there, you hesitant, you don't want to shoot, or you don't want to, you want to every time you touch the ball, you just want to make the quote unquote right play and hurry up and touch pass it. You're
Too
never going to
passive.
succeed because you're scared that the moment you make a mistake, you're going to get taken out. And that's
Yeah.
exactly what happened to Lonzo his rookie year.
He was a
Yeah.
puppy. He was a puppy in the game of wolves over there.
Yeah. I
Exactly.
think.
And now it has gotten so bad, bro, that with Lonzo, although he's not going to say it and he's going to say he has confidence, bro, that is not Lonzo Ball. That is not the Lonzo Ball that we all watched. That's not UCLA, not Chino Hills. Since when could Lonzo not finish around the paint? His layup package at UCLA and at Chino Hills was absolutely crazy. There
Man,
was
look,
no
and he had
Lonzo
bounce
missing a
too.
layup.
Yeah.
He had
Lonzo
bounce too.
missing a layup at UCLA, you would never see it, bro. All of those different reverse layups and everything that he used to, he doesn't even attempt those anymore. And now he's focused so much on, oh, let me just improve my 3-point shot, that he struggled finding his game. Bro, be you.
That's what did they say in that latest Space Jam movie? You ain't letting me do me.
Oh yeah.
You gotta let me do me.
Just do, bro. If I was a coach, Lonzo, do you, because I know that you special.
Yeah. I think
that's what he need. He need a coach that believe in him.
Yeah. I think that's what they needed. And I think that, like you said, it probably is organizations, because that Cleveland team has so much drama and problems and all of that stuff.
They're
But
so
then
miserable.
Lakers organization, the same thing. They've consistently had drama and problems. You think about Magic came there for a year and a half or so, and basically quit one night after the game. You know what I mean? Like the years before LeBron got there, where they were actually trying to develop players and not so much the let's buy a team. And they couldn't do that. You know what I mean? They couldn't get over the hump with guys who they had grown on the squad for a minute. And you've seen a lot of the dudes have their best play their best basketball after leaving there. But I think you spot on with the Zoe assessment. What we seen from Zoe in Los Angeles was mind-boggling to me, right? For multiple reasons, because before the season even started, when I'm listening to Magic talk, and he like, your jersey gonna be in the rafters.
That's
up.
A lot of
This is
pressure.
gonna be you. But it's not. That's pressure. But to me, if you tell me as a rookie you ready to see my jersey in the rafter, what I'm thinking is when the game starts.
He gave him the keys to the team rookie year too, right? Like he
But
said all that stuff.
He said he was going to do it, but they didn't do
Lonzo
it.
did. I mean, Luke Walton didn't.
Yes, Luke Walton did it. Didn't. And I think that this is because that's why him and Magic and LeVar got into it, because Magic was saying, "Yo, I'm going to do these things for you. This is what's going to be," and it wasn't happening like that. And then LeVar was like, he probably just the face of the team because he's not really making no real decisions. So I wouldn't be surprised if Magic was really trying to give him that, and then they were pulling it away from him. And
bro, absolutely,
that's just not a good system.
It wasn't a good, and he wasn't going. There's no way, bro. If I'm sitting there, you play me I'm a starter. I don't even think, bro, if he wasn't Lonzo Ball with that name and that much notoriety, I don't even think that Luke Walton would have started him. Bro, he used to start the game and play 2 minutes and be out until the second quarter.
Yeah, they would never let him develop a rhythm or nothing.
What athlete in the world is going to succeed with 2 minutes, 2 spot minutes like that? Now I'm back cold. I got to warm back up. My muscles is all tight, and I got to try to come out here and then try to break down the defense or shoot a three. I ain't shot the ball in 20 minutes because 10 minutes is 20 minutes in the league.
Yep. Yep, and shoot, and maybe even more. What was that game in the playoffs where the last 30 seconds took 15 minutes?
Yeah. It just, bro, nobody can succeed like that. So Luke Walton completely ruined what Lonzo would have been.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And now Lonzo has to find himself and find his mentality again, because now Lonzo is only focused on. My only problem with Lonzo now is that he's only focused on making everybody else happy. That's part of his game, but now he's doing it to where he's not really. You're not doing anything. You're just passing it to BI and just letting him get it. I love it when Lonzo was breaking down the defense, taking the middies, kicking it back out, whatever. Do that, but don't.
Look, Lonzo in attack mode is
That's when they win.
Notch.
Yeah,
that's when they win.
No, it's tough though, because you I feel like that's I'm hyped. I was hyped when Zion went there, right? And so I'm thinking like, yo, you got Zion, like that's gonna be a show.
Absolutely.
But like you gotta, it's so hard because you gotta have the right coach. And I'm glad that they got rid of old boy. I don't even know why they got old
Steve
boy.
Van Gundy killed that team.
Killed it.
Van Gundy is not this generation type of coach to me.
At all.
At least.
He's too much X's and O's, and he slowed them down too much. And
Yeah.
you want to know what's funny about it is that everybody wants to give praise to Dave Griffin and call him this great GM. And then Steve, look at the decisions he's made. You just gave the Bucks their key piece to win the finals this year.
Literally.
If Drew Holiday was not on that team and you put Eric Bledsoe back on that team, they're not winning.
Not even
close. Look. Yeah, exactly. Eric Bledsoe was getting torched by Terry that one year.
You get rid of Drew Holiday, who's been loyal and helped y'all for years. You get rid of him, ship him out. He go gets the ring. You hire this coach. Bro, there's no way your team gets without besides Drew Holiday. There's no way your team gets better and you get all of this talent. Steven Adams, you get all of these pieces and you don't make the playoffs. How do you get worse?
Yeah. And you know what's so crazy is that Drew Holiday, like I feel like typically when you have a guy his caliber and you make that kind of trade and he leave town, like you send him to it, he's going somewhere to like, now it's my team, right? When Victor Oladipo left OKC, he went to the Pacers and it was like, all right, Vic, now you our guy.
Right.
Drew Holiday went to the Bucks and is basically in the same role that he was in when he was with
the Pelicans.
In like the third
option. There was no chance. So what they usually say is we send you off to die, or we send you off for you to go and try to be something that whatever. Like they did with Russell Westbrook. Ship him out to Washington where, okay, we just gonna sit that we ain't gotta worry about him. He ain't gonna do nothing over there.
Yep.
You send Drew Holiday to the perfect position where he doesn't have to do nothing but be himself. Play defense and make a couple of plays here and there.
Yep. And you send him off to do exactly what you need somebody to do on the team that you
your team.
What he did to go win a championship is exactly what you could have used to make it to the playoffs this year.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Bro, I knew that Eric Bledsoe and Lonzo, how was that going to mix ever?
It didn't.
Forget just Lonzo, because
I kind of laughed at that trade.
The hero, and everybody likes, everybody thinks that we just such Lonzo or Ball family fanatics, and we don't know basketball. Forget the Lonzo aspect. Eric Bledsoe and Brandon Ingram don't work. How does that work?
I don't think it does at all. It's just you ain't even know where to really explain it. It just don't work.
It don't work because Eric Bledsoe.
That's all you can really
that
say
type
about
of
it.
Guy.
Yeah.
And BI is BI. Okay, BI is gonna be him. But one thing that I just realized about BI is that every time where he tries to, I like it when Zoe's assertive. When Zoe is assertive and he's aggressive, they win. But when BI tries to do too much, they typically lose. I don't quite understand why, but that's just how it is. So that's why I don't see why this Pelicans team didn't realize that, and why they feel like, they're not finna match any contract. You let go of Zoe, I promise y'all. Well, y'all already not winning, but y'all really not about to win now.
You said no coach has really believed in the Ball brothers. They both had to earn clock time on lottery teams. That's crazy. And so give them the cold shoulder.
Absolutely. I mean, just look at Melo. There's with Melo's track record, there's no reason that when in the history of any draft pick
has a top three player not started.
Do you hear your GM go in to say, "Oh yeah, he's going to earn every minute. We're not just going to give him anything." What? Who? What? Even if that's true, no GM has ever said that on draft night.
True.
And didn't he say something like we might play him at small forward, or you know what I'm saying? Like
just something outlandish stuff, just to prove to the world that we're not gonna let LeVar run our program. That's literally all it is.
And now you about to mess around and get all three brothers on the squad. How far have you done fallen? You done he got to earn every minute to like shoot. Maybe his brothers could hoop too.
Yeah,
Right.
let's try him out. Now we're gonna go all in on this ball experiment. Yeah, because you
Yeah.
see what the not only the skill, but you see what the numbers do. You see with that NBA app when the whole world is tuning into the Charlotte Hornets, when the Lakers are playing, or when Zion and them are playing. Everybody watching Melo and the Charlotte Hornets. It don't matter who playing. If the Hornets is on, everybody in the world is usually is tuning in to watch that.
Yeah.
Simply because of who's playing.
Simply because of who's playing, and it's only one person that they care about, and that's that ball boy, LeVar
That's
Word.
yeah.
That ball, but there go that ball brother again.
Yeah.
I can't
And
wait to see LeVar on the sideline and that floor.
Hey, he gonna act a fool if they get all three of the boys over there.
I'm excited to see. I hope that they play in this Drew League this year.
Yeah.
With
think,
LeVar coaching.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come on, that'd be a epic.
I think that you hit it right on the nail, because they
got the cousin over there on that Drew League team too, right? Dre Ball, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And they're not finna sit there and play every game. They're gonna play them 1 or 2 games against AB. Hit it right on the head. That only those key matchups.
Yeah.
If they just gonna give you a little taste.
You're gonna
have to see the rest of summer league.
I will say, I was looking at the schedule, and this week I don't know. This week they played one of the undefeated teams, so it's a possibility. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna show up, you know what I'm saying. This is the one to show up, and I'll say that one of they I can't even speak on it, but one of their key players, you know what I'm saying, might not even be there because he going to do bigger and better things at the moment. So they might need them to be there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
One of they dudes who can hold them down.
Most def though.
Yo, your favorite hooper, huh? That one.
Favorite hooper.
You said, "Hey, Kuzma, I'm your favorite hooper's favorite hooper."
Absolutely.
He said, "Look at me. I'm gonna have your mama dripped out in B1. She gonna wear my shoes, cool."
It's definitely a possibility. We already kind of spotted Gelo working out actually in the locker room with the players. I don't know if they still saying no, don't play. Bro, they gotta sign him. There's no way he's walking.
Do you sign him? Do you sign him to a guaranteed year, or do you sign him to like the little 2A G League contract?
I'm signing to a guaranteed year. In what facet is it going to hurt me if I sign him to a 1-year deal?
That's what I be trying.
What is it going to hurt me? It's not going to hurt anything, because it's only going to bring more. It's
going to bring you money from ticket sales and all that jersey sales, regardless.
And even those viewers who still, I'm not finna watch them. I'm gonna watch my team. Now you got 2 of them. Not even those ones who were holding out are finna come and watch. The jersey sales is gonna go up.
I think that if you, I really wonder how it'll play. Well, here's what I say, because for one, he's got to play. They got to at least have him play in the summer league for them, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So the issue that I feel like they could find themselves in is if he goes to the summer league and hoops, and obviously his preference is probably to play with LaMelo, so this probably don't matter too much. But if he go to the summer league and hoop, plus he gonna put butts in the seats, his options open up. So that means you might not be able to get him for the Caleb Martin money. You know what I'm saying? You might have to pay him at double that. Right. You get Caleb and Cody for 1.5. You might have to get Gelo for 3. Just on the fact that if he hoop in the summer league, it's official. Like people are like, "Yo, wait a minute," and people gonna show up to watch him play. Like we'll take you. They gonna 2-way contract you. We got the guarantee over here for you. So I feel like if you really believe in him and you think, like he might hoop, then I think before you even get to summer league, you go ahead and put him on that contract and then go ahead and lock it up. But I think that the smart business would say, let us see you play real quick, and then we'll sign you.
And that's fine. But even then, don't even because we're thinking best case scenario. Okay, he goes out there and he hoops. Okay, but what if he doesn't? Or what if their team doesn't, because they just don't have that quite of a good summer league team?
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's the
Because
experience,
it's
though.
not like it's the experience, and it's not like he's running with the stars. All I
Exactly.
really want them to do is just don't pay attention to the wins or losses or things like that. Just pay attention to what he's doing on the court. Is he giving you that extra effort? Is he, when he shoot? Well, I know he's gonna make it. When he shoot, he gonna make it. He's a sniper.
Yeah.
Exactly. And then
As long as he
in that
gives those
summer
effort
league.
plays and he plays defense and he plays hard, I'm
Yeah.
still gonna sign him to that 1.5, and then I'm gonna see what he can do with his brothers.
And then on top of that, him being in that summer league, it'll knock the rust
Knock that rust off.
Rust
And
off.
that's why I want Melo to play in it, but I think that they'll be a little bit cautious with Melo.
I can imagine though. I hope he play in his Drew League though, and play with his brothers and kind of go off, because he out of anybody, like you already talked about how much pressure it is being in the NBA and being in a certain place. He is under a lot of pressure. He gotta feel it a bit, because if he go to the Drew League and lay an egg, the entire internet is going to comment on it.
It's going to blow up, right?
If he go to the Drew League and set it off, the internet is blowing up. You know what I'm saying? If he just average, the internet is going to blow up. So now you take him and put him in the NBA Summer League, it's even more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I would hope that he's somewhere meditating and visualizing that first shot and having it go in. And I think
that first shot for real.
Yeah, because that's a lot of pressure for a guy who hasn't played a game like that in 3 years.
And then on top of that, imagine he take that first shot and he airball. Imagine how much the media is gonna slaughter this man, bro.
But he has to go in there with that mindset that no matter what you say on this internet, no matter what people say on these different platforms, you're not finna stop me. You're not finna scare me from shooting the ball.
Yeah.
Man,
this
look,
is
you
what I
miss
do. I'm
100%
not a
of the
playmaker.
shots you don't
I'm not
take.
a passer.
So.
I'm a scorer. So I don't care if I can miss my first. Kobe airballed it. How many airballs did Kobe have?
Like 5, right?
Okay, so I don't care. I'm gonna shoot this rock.
You gonna miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
And that's what it is.
So.
And you know what?
With that mindset,
I think too he would be in a unique position where both Zoe's first game was not great. You know what I'm saying? LaMelo's first game was not great either. And you've seen LaMelo bounce back. So if he does have a not great first game, he got two guys who could be like, bro, I had to get, you know what I mean? I had to work to get it. You know what I mean? It kind of can help him reclaim himself mentally. But man, I just imagine that's just a lot of pressure to have to kind of be under. Oh, my man dropped off. There's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
It's just basketball, as LeVar would say.
Exactly. I'm gonna hop up off of this thing too, my guy. Thanks for having me on here today.
Oh yeah, man. Appreciate you coming through, man. It's been real.
Man. Bless up, my brother.
All right, yeah, man. Anytime, man. Come back.
I got you, bro.
Yep. All right.
Tapped out.
Nah, you good. I got you back in there. Yeah. Nah, they're right though. LeVar and them, all of them say that all the time, man. They be like, it's just basketball. It's that pressure is having to pay bills. The pressure is trying to put food. You know what I mean? It's people out here under some real pressure. So maybe, you know, he kind of might be built for this. I think, say,
bro, he's human at the end of the day. So yeah, there's certain things that we say.
Yep.
And so that literally waiting for you to fail.
Yeah.
So yes, it is just basketball, but it's basketball at the highest level. That comes with pressure, but this is what your whole life has been leading up to.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna hoop, man. I don't have no doubt about it, bro. He's gonna hoop, and then when he gets with his brothers know exactly what spots he needs to be on the court to succeed. It's gonna all work out. It's just give the man a chance, a fair chance. Don't just oh, we're gonna throw him in there. He's gonna take 5 shots and we're gonna take him out. Don't do none of that.
Yeah, I think though if he plays on a team, they're gonna have to give him his fair shake, right? Especially in the summer league.
Mhm.
And I've said this before. I think that if you really look at the timeline of his like last couple years, he has been on like the edge of opportunity several times and just go off bad. You know what I'm saying? Like he
Something
was,
just doesn't quite work in his favor.
yeah.
He
He
goes,
suited up for OKC, ready to get on the court.
and then something the world has never seen before just
Exactly, yeah.
derails it.
He was in Detroit and was probably going to play on their G League, and then they didn't even have a G League team last year. So
right, so then he has to sit there and try to compete with people when 14 out of the 15 spots on their roster were already basically guaranteed and sold up, and then he also injures his ankle. So it was tough, man. It was tough.
Yeah,
that's why I'm hoping that Charlotte is looking like they're pulling they're taking that shot. I just hope that they really, really give that man a chance.
Yeah, I'm hoping that they do it too. It looks so far, it looks like that's what it is, and even like hearing from people like, because I know that Gelo was excited for this Drew League situation to come about.
Right.
And so him not playing in that speaks to the fact that this is like a real life opportunity.
It has to be, bro.
Down the
it
pipe,
has to be. Because one, he's been waiting for this for 3 years. Two, when you know how when it gets closer to that time where you about to suit up, it feels like those days and weeks feel like months.
Yep.
So for him to not be there speaks volumes to what Charlotte is actually saying to this man.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. They definitely. Let me see. Here it is. Here. August 1st. That's my birthday, actually. So.
Oh man! Happy birthday in advance.
Thank you. That'd be a great birthday present if they all suited up and got the dub on my.
Put on a showcase.
Yeah. And then I could do a little video. You know what I mean? And on that.
Yeah.
That'd be plus. Yeah. That'd.
And make you some money on top of it, man. That would be a great birthday.
Yeah, that'd be amazing. I really, if I knew they was gonna play, I would.
You would go.
I definitely would. I definitely get a plane ticket out there.
Cause I'm right there. I like I said, I'm from LA, so I would love if I could just get some type of guarantee that they are going to play. I would be there, and I'll be there at 4:00 in the morning.
Yeah, waiting. Yep. Yep. Nah, that'd be clutch. I would. You know what would be interesting too, because Jordan Ray. You know Jordan Ray.
Yeah, he was kind of a little sniper in the in LeVar's league.
Mm-hmm. He's been playing with them recently as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be interesting to see him out there with. Like Zoe, you know what I mean, with the three brothers, Melo, right. Gelo, and him and Zoe. I would love to see how that played itself out, because I think that would like lend itself to a lot of what it would look like in Charlotte, right? Because that's the thing with Charlotte has. You got the Terry Roziers, you got the Gordon Hayward, you know what I mean? You got like an off-ball guy.
Right.
Where that Chino who can score, off-ball dude who can score.
He can score, but he's not demanding that rock. He's gonna let y'all do what y'all gotta do. But when he gets it, he gonna get you that assist.
He gonna let it fly, exactly. And whereas on Chino, they really had the three brothers who primarily were the scoring guys, and then they had
Big O and
Scott,
and Eli,
Yeah, and those dudes just did a lot of the dirty work. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So they were the physical. They were to go grab the rebounds and dunk on them, and all. They were that. They were the slashers and the rebounders. But I just can't. I can't wait, man. I can't. I just hope it all comes to fruition.
Yeah.
I hope that we can honestly see I want to see what Zoe does. I hope that he's just, just pulling a leg when he said that I would love to stay in New Orleans. I would absolutely hate to see him stay in New Orleans.
I would too.
I
Out of
just I'm with LeVar. I can't stand watching him play basketball in New Orleans anymore. I just
I
can't.
guess here's the thing: is it depends on the coach, which coach they get.
Right.
I think New Orleans could be a decent spot for him with the right coach. Him and Zion running, Brandon Ingram running. If somebody like, yo, Bi, you're not the point guard anymore.
Right.
You
Just
on the wings.
be that scorer, that slasher.
Yeah.
Something.
We're gonna get you the ball. You just gotta attack the hoop with it, and then you know what I mean. And yeah, that I would love to see that from them. If they could do that, I feel like the Pelicans have an opportunity to do what the Bucks just did, as far as like just
Absolutely.
building and building and building. They could do that,
They
but
gotta want to do that. I'm not too sold on their GM. LeBron made
you're
their
right.
GM. LeBron, that man's career was solely built off of LeBron. So
Nah, you're right.
I'm not. I got to see what he really can do without that LeBron type figure. What pieces can he? What pieces can he do? And I'm not too sure about this new coach that they hired. I don't know too much about him. I know that he was an assistant coach for whatever the case may be. I'm not completely sold on him, but we shall see. I'll always, he's a young black man. Of course, I'm always salute and hopefully he is right. If Lonzo
Yeah,
stays, I really hope he doesn't.
man. You know what's so funny is like I'm not sure. I think I seen some rumors, but I wasn't even sure that they had got the new coach already. But
Yeah, I think
I
they
think
signed
it's
him today.
yeah, I see here. So let me see. I'm pulling it up now. Willie Green or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But I think it's interesting just to hear you how you described him as a young black man. It sounds like they went the complete opposite direction from where they were last year with the old white man.
Old X's and O's, hard
Yeah,
nose, always in your ear, yelling
yeah,
and screaming and kick. Yeah, I mean, which is good because I wouldn't want to be under that either. I didn't understand the Stan Van Gundy nor Eric Bledsoe thing whatsoever. So
yeah,
I mean, hopefully, he's the right guy. I don't understand why Mark Jackson doesn't have a job. I just still to
yeah.
this day that will always baffle me. I have no clue why he does not have a job.
He was a assistant for the Suns. Look like
Oh, Willie Green, yeah.
hmm
Mm-hmm.
yeah. No, I don't know why Mark Jackson is not doesn't have a job either. I feel like it's hard. It's so hard because they always try to make it seem like it's what I mean, like a personal thing, like his attitude or his whole, you know what I mean? Like it's not
Yeah.
that you're a bad coach. We just think that you're a bad person. You know what I mean? A lot of times you see them
Mm-hmm.
do that to certain folks, and it sucks to see.
It, it,
But yeah, no,
it's it's so political, bro. Dealing with
yeah,
sports, and I got so many friends that's in the NFL and things like that. Like, especially the NFL. That's kind of where I played football most of my life. I had a couple of friends who made it to the NBA. Spencer, I went to Taft my freshman year. Spencer and all of those guys. But it just is sports, bro. It's really hard when you get to that level. It literally is a business. It's no longer that game that you love. Like, unless you're like those LeBrons and those Kobe's, of course you can still find joy in it. But for those other guys, like how Miles Bridges was saying, it is honestly hard to find joy in something because it's so political.
yep,
You got to go through so many hoops just to because you're not that person's guy. They no matter how skilled you are, they still won't play you over this dude because that's just their dude.
yep.
Which is why
Nah,
the whole Bete thing created the Bete in Charlotte with the
yeah,
coach.
Tay Bay, yeah,
Yeah, Tebe. There we go, Tebe. I
yeah.
mean, Devontae Graham, a hell of a player, but he's just not LaMelo, and it took too long.
Let me see. I'm trying to see what they got to say about him. Where have we won the code? Championship. brings a vast amount of basketball knowledge and experience to our team, both as a coach and former player. Long exceptional leadership qualities and innate ability to connect with players, staff, and fans alike. See, this is what I'm saying. Like this part right here.
Mhm.
This is the big deal, right? I feel like with you got the young dudes like Zion, Zoe, Ingram, and all of that stuff, where this is really what you hired him for, is because he might have an innate ability to connect with players, staff, and fans. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
You hired the old grumpy dude and nobody liked him, and then now you're like, yo, let me get this dude whose folks might actually enjoy talking to and being around, and we can build some chemistry. So I think that what you've seen from, like, especially in NBA and all like types of different sports, it always comes to this thing where it's like, man, we were just so close. We love being around each other, right? The Hornets,
Mhm.
they just talk about that all the
Absolutely.
time. We
Right.
just the camaraderie and all of that stuff. That's like why I just did not understand why they got old boy. But I don't know. But I think to your and to go back to what you were talking about, it is such a political game.
Mhm.
And I played football as well. I played over at Iowa State in college and all
Okay.
that stuff.
Okay. Cyclones. Go Cyclones.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, even at the collegiate level, is politics. Is when I was there, Gene Chizik was our coach, and one of the big like kind of controversies on our team a bit was there was a kid who he brought in. Now, dude was talented now, so I'm
Mhm.
not going to slight him in that regard, but it was from like his neighborhood growing up. You know what I mean? Like it was my guy coached him, and you know what I mean. And that was just
Right.
something that was like obvious. You know, it's not like we see you play and like, damn, you can really play. It's like, oh yeah,
You got
on the
that
weekends,
position before you even came to
exactly.
practice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on the weekends, I go babysit coaches' kids. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Exactly. And
like
what
that
people
type.
don't understand is that college is honestly probably the most political out of them all.
Yeah,
That that threshold, even from junior college to actual um to a university, these bounce backs or whatever, oh, he was a bounce back, and oh, blah blah blah, whatever the case, they will literally have that starting position before they ever come to practice.
yeah,
And that
yeah,
is just always how it will. It doesn't matter what you do on that field, it's just not going to compete compared to them, because they're just not looking at you, or they just don't
yeah,
want to see you. They want to see them do that. So I
yeah,
mean, I that the college level is extremely political.
yeah. No, it is. It is. It is.
And
I think
even
that. Go ahead.
oh no, and even going into the NFL, like your first year in the NFL, for those guys who, either went to a smaller school, whatever the case may be, just a lot of people don't know. You can come in there and ball. You can get that contract. And I like my friend Dominique Hatfield. He played in the league for a little while. He's with the Rams. Um, Even then, he came in. You could hard nose, whatever the case may be. But if you don't come in with that name, it's going to be that much harder for you to crack that lineup.
Yeah. And I think too with a lot of things, like you always have these exceptions, right? You have
Mm-hmm.
the one guy who did it, and everybody points to the one example. You know what I mean? Oh, but I was a walker. I was at the D3, and then I made it. You know what I
The
mean?
Cam
But it's like,
Newtons and the things like that. Yeah.
yeah, but it's like, bro, yes, there's an exception to every rule, but you know what I'm saying. There's also thousands of guys who that didn't pan out for, who are equally probably as
The
talented.
the other
It doesn't have-
90%, they're 95% who exactly.
Yep. And that's something too. When I was like trying it throughout, you know what I mean, college and trying to do pro stuff and all of that. Like I think what was I forgot who it was, one of these coaches basically presented it to me like this. He was like, a lot of it is you just got to be a good guy, right? And what'll
Mhm.
happen is you got to find that one coach who is like, no matter where I'm at, you're always going to have a job. And
Right.
like, you might not play, but I'm going to make sure you're on a roster somewhere. You know what I'm
Yeah, you
saying?
going right.
And, yeah. And that's a big part of it. Even for dudes who don't play, and then if you actually talented, it's a whole nother thing. So
And
yeah,
that's why even around, so say for NFL it's a little bit easier because it's more roster spots. With NBA, it's only that 15, so it's a lot harder. You can be a good guy all you want to, but you got to come with something. But on the NFL, what a lot of players will say, man, just get in there and do whatever they say. Become that special teams guy. If you become that special teams guy and you always give your 110 on that special teams, you'll always have a roster spot. And that's how a lot of these dudes have stayed in the league and made they millions or they hundreds of thousands because they stayed in that spot and they got in where they fit in.
yeah, nah, that's a fact. It is. I heard that so much, man, from folks, but
It's
I
hard.
don't know. It's an accomplishment either way. You know what I mean? So
Right, because you ain't part of the 1%.
Yep. So that's dope. That's dope, man. Let me see.
Gelo just got to crack that 1% now, man. That's all.
Yeah.
All we need is Gelo in the league, and everything will be it's gonna all play out for the Ball brothers.
Yeah.
I don't know what my
I
Lakers is
think.
gonna do. Hopefully, we don't get
I
Russell
think.
Westbrook.
Yeah. I don't. Man.
I don't want to see Lonzo go to the Lakers only because he will be great with LeBron. But how much longer does LeBron got? And then once LeBron is gone, they're not gonna appreciate him because he's not the type of point guard that fans per se want. These fans want these Damian Lillards and these Steph Currys. Nobody cares about the Ricky Rubios or the Mike Conley's type. Like, if you're not putting up 25 to 30 points and shooting these spectacular threes, and it's just that you're expendable. And
Yeah.
that's what especially for the Los Angeles Lakers, that is exactly what's going to happen. And they're going to sit there and run Lonzo out of it again. Unless he has all three of his brothers, his other two brothers in, then they just take the league by storm on the Lakers, which I don't see that. I don't see that happening.
Yeah. No, I feel like if this was a Disney movie, like that's what would happen is that they would all end up back in Los Angeles and
Right. Right.
and run into a championship. Magic would somehow come back. LeVar would be an athletic trainer or assistant coach or something. You know what I'm saying?
to make it all perfect.
Yeah, that would be exactly what would have to happen. But nah, I can't see them all. I think this move of them all trying to get on Charlotte right now is probably like
as close as it's gonna get.
It's as close as it's gonna get. I think like it right now, Zoe free agent, he got some leverage. I think that really what really is going to hinder all of that whole move is the mistake of like the brand, right? So early on, the idea was when LeVar was kind of mapping this whole thing out, it always ended up being we're gonna make so much money off the court that the contract on the court won't matter. Like Zoe could just go to Charlotte right now as a free agent and take a minimum deal just because he already making $50 million a year off Big Baller Brand. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Gelo, it don't even matter. You could give him the minimum and just so he can get on the team because he making $50 million, making more than half the team anyway.
Right.
And so what I think the tough part is now that's not there.
But and here's the thing, and I was seeing the little. I'm not in as far. You're a little closer to the family, and you know some of the insides and scoops and things like that. I only get to see clips. Those kids just didn't understand exactly what LeVar was trying to create. LeVar was a mastermind, and if they can just even now till today, if they can stick with it, they can make that $1 billion. Forget Nike being under another $1 billion. You can make Big Baller Brand a $1 billion corporation. The way Melo
Yep.
came in, the way Melo came in and took the league by storm. If Luke Walton didn't mess with my man's minutes his rookie year and just let him be him, if everything would have just Big Baller Brand would have. But yes, Lonzo has lost a lot of money because he took that Big Baller Brand route, and
Yep.
it was situations with the coach, and it just wasn't. It didn't work out. So that's why Lonzo was going for his money now. Now he's saying, "I want $20 million a year."
Yeah.
That is
Exactly.
going now. Is Jordan going to be willing to pay that?
That's what
Is
I'm
my
saying. Like
question.
that is going to be the hard part with a Lonzo Ball deal.
Right.
Because then if he coming in 120, now you got to get rid of Terry. You got to get rid of, you know what I'm saying, or Gordon. You got to move one of those dudes who after
Right.
last year, Terry Rozier is going to be clutch. We've seen it. We've seen him win games for us, as you know what I mean, in clutch time. You seen Gordon, he got hurt, but he was consistent. You kind of know what you got from him. I think that while Lonzo is still he had his probably best year to date last year. I think that for the NBA GM, like he still got to prove something a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like,
Right. Absolutely.
yeah. And so I don't know if you like I'm clearing the house to bring Lonzo Ball in, unless you really just going all in on this whole Big Baller Brand thing.
And that would and that's the only thing. So my thing is either somebody's gonna have to give, because one thing I know is Jordan don't typically give in to nothing. Jordan gonna do what Jordan want to do, and that's
Yeah.
why he got rid of Kemba, because he wasn't finna pay Kemba that money. That's the reason why Kemba ended up in Boston, because Kemba wanted
Yeah.
money and Jordan wasn't about to give him money.
Yeah.
So it would have to be Jordan giving in to the big baller, or not giving in, but believing in this big baller thing, and really being like, you know what? All right, maybe not 20. Let's do 17, and then we'll go ahead and make you some money off the court.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what it is. Here's the thing though. Is I wonder what like where Jordan's head is currently, right? Because if his head is like, yo, I'm the owner of this team, right? Because if you think of a Kemba Walker was a hooper, right?
Right.
But
Especially
he
for
also
Charlotte.
like nobody's showing up
To watch him.
to watch Kemba walk. Like, so it's not even just the fact that you're not like a superstar like that while I'm not giving you the money. It's like I'm not getting no return on investment. Like nobody coming to see you play like that.
Right. Absolutely.
Whereas I could see Jordan if he really on his like
business idea, just as
yeah. How do we get where I could see how if he looked at the numbers from last year and was like, dang,
viewership skyrocketed.
Viewers sky. When we opened this place up, it was lit.
Man, just imagine the game tickets would have been sold for just for Melo.
Come on, man.
So yeah, I mean, because you could say, okay, so if Jordan just is like, all right, I'm a businessman. If I give him this $20 million a year, I know I can get returns off of the viewership, because now even more people are coming to tune in, because now I got all the Ball brothers. So I got the viewership, I got the jersey sales. He could come up with different little meet and greet ways to meet the Ball. He could do all different type of things.
Yep.
To get that money back. So I mean, it's up to Jordan, and I just hope he pulls the trigger.
Yeah, I think here somebody said it. I think it's time for Lonzo to go ahead and go back to that BBB.
Absolutely, build up. But I mean, he got Apollo now though, so that's what he's trying to do.
But I seen that, but I haven't. I've seen where they talked about that, but I haven't
never heard anything afterwards.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. I mean, look, the BBB Foundation could be so strong if, and this is why I say that although Lonzo is extremely mentally tough, but he has allowed people to get in his head in ways involving his game and then involving the brand. Bro, that is even though it's bro, that's your brand too. That is the family brand.
Yeah. It man, I will tell you that I think that during that time, and from what little I know, I think that what was tough about it, and probably where they probably like it was
The
hard
heads.
for them to understand in the moment is like it was the family brand, but it was really LeVar's baby. You know what I'm saying? And
Absolutely
like
right.
a lot of the ownership and all of that stuff, it was more like the way it was kind of structured at that time, and it probably would evolve to be different if they would have
Mhm.
kind of kept it going. But like, especially because they were young, the structure was it's LeVar, Tina, Allen. It was their company, and those dudes made money off of like selling merch. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
all of the money you make, all the money generated from shoes goes to you, LaMelo. You know what I'm saying? All of the money generated from your shoes goes to you, Zoe. Goes, you know what I mean? So it is. I think that at that time, the reason why they, like you said, or somebody said that, I think you said it, like they just didn't understand what was happening or what they
Mhm.
had, I should say,
Right.
was just like they were not, and rightfully so, like they're trying to hoop. So it's like, yo, you go hoop and we'll run this thing. They were not like in the thick of it like they could have been. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
absolutely. So they probably just didn't see, but you just gotta imagine. I mean, and it's easy. It's easy when people are throwing 70 and $100 million contracts in your face, along
yeah,
with millions of people telling you, "Oh, you're stupid if you don't sign with so and so, and you stay with Big Baller." So it's easy to jump ship fast, especially when things go wrong and some money was stolen and now all these
yeah,
allegations and stories. So I see, but at the end of the day, you got bro. What's your? I understand it. Yeah, hoop. You're a hooper. That's what you're supposed to do. You don't need to be worried about the day-to-day business. Let LeVar, let the retired people handle that. Let LeVar handle
mhm,
that, but you can have ownership. You can get percentages in the company to where not only do you make money off of the merchandise, but you just make money on the back end.
yeah. It is, man. I think that 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 was somebody says here 10 million followers is a gold mine for a fashion brand, and it is the thing that makes it a gold mine though is you have to like actually like if you have followers, you also
I
need to have
lost him.
content. You
Okay.
also gotta like, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, you have those followers. You also gotta like know how to engage them. You also gotta know how to like, you know what I mean, sell stuff and do all of that jazz. And I
Hmm.
think that if you go to like Zoe Page, you know what I'm saying, like he got the followers, but it's not set up for me to sell you stuff. That was the beauty of LeVar's. LeVar gonna get on camera and be like, here we go. It's Valentine's Day. We
Yeah,
got
he's
the
gonna
big, you know,
push.
he gonna push it.
Hmm.
And so I think if you gonna try to do your own brand like that, you gotta be willing to go get it.
And you have to be willing, and you have to know because we know that you got to be in the gym to hoop. We know that you
Yep.
also got a daughter. You got your own family. You got to worry about hooping. So you have to have people put in a position to where when you're doing these things, they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yep.
But I don't think that he understands it because for one, this is his first time with his own business.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. So he doesn't know how to market and how to push and all the things that he needs to do. He just probably feels, oh, since I'm Lonzo Ball, I can slap something on the t-shirt and that's just what it's going to be.
Yeah. And if you look at like earlier this year, LaMelo dropped the LaFrance line.
Hmm.
And people bought it because that's LaMelo and all of that stuff. But it was that. It was like, hey, I got a brand, I'm dropping it. Is check this website. You know what I mean? It wasn't even
Yeah,
like a post like I'm gonna do a video, I'm gonna talk to y'all. It just was like in my story, swipe up to get my new merch. You know what I mean? And I
right.
think that they if you want to have a brand, it has to be something tied. I feel like the people who I see who like, because at the end of the day, even though they're basketball players, but if you look at like sponsored athletes, there is pretty much like influencers, you know what I'm saying? And the people who do that successfully have a brand that's tied to like a mission. You know what I'm saying? Like the Big Baller brand was dope because we knew what the 3B stood for. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's Big
And
Baller brand.
it had also a
but-
little funny twist onto it.
Exactly. Yeah. There's something else. So every time LeVar come out and start talking about it, we know what he's saying. You know what I mean? And you
Right.
got to be able to do that and have it be something that you believe in. Because that's something I would say about LeVar. Is his brand is centered around his boys, and like if you go talk to him today, he gonna talk about his boys. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's all he's gonna talk about every
that's
chance he
it.
gets.
Yeah, and that's why the brand makes sense to be about that. Hold on, let me add big pun and NC to the string. I like added in, pull you out. There you go.
I
What's
see.
happening?
We have Studio Bajas. He's saying they're missing out on hundreds of millions. Bro, you gotta sometimes, bro. You have to be able to bet on yourself. That's one thing about it. That's one thing. If you're going to be your own person, or you have to be able to bet on yourself. You have to be able to say, okay, I'm not going to take this route because I can possibly make more money doing this. So I'm going to take that chance. And that's just what life is. Life, sometimes you got to take chance. And those who take the chance usually get the bigger rewards. So
Yeah,
although he did miss out on 100 million or whatever the case with Nike, if he really buys into the baller brand thing, that can be a $1 billion organization that he solely is a part of.
yeah,
That's part of his brand. It's about him. He has ownership, whatever the case may be. He'll just always, if he goes with Nike or whatever the case may be, he'll just always be a Nike athlete. That's just what it will be.
yeah. And I talked about this a while ago. One of the problems with Nike athletes is they're changing their business model currently, so they are not like sponsoring athletes the way that they used to do it. You know what I'm saying? So like they I want to say I seen somewhere they
Mhm.
had like, let's hypothetically, I don't know the exact number anymore, but they had 200. They cut it by 50% the amount of athletes that they had on sponsorship deals, just because it just wasn't lucrative enough, and the idea shifted to like they just watch Amazon blowing up, and ain't nobody to face Amazon. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
they just got products, and if you go to their website looking for something, they gonna have it. And then so that's the model that they gonna try to go with being like, we just gonna have what you need to be successful type of vibe. You know what I mean? So
Right.
that whole big money off a shoe deal thing is starting to slow down with them anyway. So
And I would rather just have my 100% of proceeds go to me. Like you said 5 minutes ago. Oh, if this shoe sells, you get this money, Lonzo. Oh, if this you get this money, Melo. That is all your money. Your daddy don't want to do nothing but just build the family up. Everybody be a billionaire. Nike only wants to be a billionaire. They don't care how they gonna use you up until you just ain't nothing no more.
yeah,
And the
Hey, I got
moment,
a question though, guys.
no problem.
okay,
Not trying to get off subject, but I live about an hour from Charlotte, and I'm really curious. Do y'all really think Gelo can get on the Hornets? I mean, do y'all really think so?
I believe
well,
in Gelo's game, honestly.
yeah. I think that I think that it's a fact, or I can say that I believe that it's a fact that they're going to give him a shot, right? I think that from what I know about his game and what I've seen him do, I feel like if they give him a shot, like an honest shot, then I think he'll make the at least the G League squad and be able to get himself in the door of the organization that way. I don't know if like if year one Gelo was about to then make the team, be in the starting lineup, and get 100,000 All-Star votes. I don't know if that's coming off year one, but can he make the squad, play in the summer league, play on the G League, maybe get a two-way contract and spot minutes and garbage time? For a fact, I think that can happen.
Average.
just
Okay.
One, bro. Look, he has what Melo and what Zoe, what they need, what their game is tailored around, and what this game is tailored around. 3-point shooting, the ability to run the floor, and then if you can just, not everybody is an elite defender. So he doesn't need to be a Drew Holiday or Klay Thompson or PJ Tucker or Draymond Green. As long as he can stay in front of his man and make it somewhat difficult and hit a consistent three and run the court, he will be just fine. But what one thing I can promise you is, I promise you he shoot better than both Martin twins combined.
Right. I feel you on that.
yeah. No, I agree with that 100%. Like he's a scorer, man. If you go back at Chino Hills, led the state of California in scoring, went to Lithuania, led that league in scoring, and that's a league where they don't even like to score. They want to score 50 points a game. They want the lowest, you know what I mean? And was ready to turn that up. JBA USA went to the JBA league, and so I think that for me, and it's because I have like a personal connection with that league and all that stuff. I oftentimes give them credit or use that as a reference that I feel like most people don't really want to do. You know what I'm saying? But what I can say is that there are guys who played in that league who, to me, can hoop. I think Curtis Hollis, your favorite player, is a hooper. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think I watched LaMelo hoop, and we see where his trajectory is and where he is at right now. And I'll say that there was a difference in that league when Gelo got in it to when Gelo wasn't in it. When Gelo jumped in there, he became like the best player in that league. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
That they were about to lose,
and he came and helped save the day. Honestly,
yeah.
Let me give you another. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, AB.
No, go ahead. That was it.
Oh, I will go ahead and just to what everybody loves to say about Gelo, and the reason why a lot of people can write him off. Oh, he's not the most athletic. Oh, he's not a playmaker. Oh, he's not this. Oh, he's not that. So with all of these deficiencies that you guys say, where he's inefficient at, he's not the fastest. He's not the strongest. He's not the tallest. He's not the most athletic. He can't jump out the gym, but yet everywhere he goes, he's a 40-point scorer, a 30-point scorer. That shows you how elite he is at scoring the ball, that you have all of these things against you, and you can still score the ball at a high clip.
Yeah.
And Elijah Show said, did we see the Ball Facts video where they compared Gelo and Luka? Yeah, I saw it. And that is absolutely true. So, again, a team that they both have played, similar. I think Gelo was a year older than what Luka was. Did almost the same exact thing.
I had to check that one out. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, yeah. Luka was 18, and back when he was playing in the Euro League, they played the same team that Gelo played when he was in Lithuania. Gelo, we all know how that Lithuanian situation was. The coach only brought them there because he wanted to sit there and put on the platform for his son and the other players that were already there. So Gelo couldn't get no type of playing time, no type of plays called for him, but yet he still had 20-plus points, shooting 50% from the field and 50% from three. And Luka had 28 points, and he shot it a little bit better. But you got to imagine, if you know you're that guy and you got the keys and all the plays are called for you, you play with a different type of swag.
Yep. No, that's a fact. I think if you look at Lithuania and you go to right, they had the two games. They played regular LKL games, and then they played those Big Baller Brand Challenge games. And like in the Big Baller Brand Challenge games, those are the ones that LeVar coached, and like it was our time to showcase our two young Americans. You know what I'm saying? And like, and to your point, in those games, they were set up with like, yo, these are your games, and that's when you start to see Gelo go for 50 and 60 and all of that stuff. and it's just
Right,
like the level of confidence is different. You know what I mean?
right.
And when your coach is giving you the keys, like for real, for real. So
And
yeah,
that's what, and because somebody in the chat said Gelo's team lost, got smoked, while Luca's team whooped him. If you don't, one, that coach will probably never be a coach anywhere else. If we're being completely honest. So you just there's levels to this, bro. If you don't know how to run a team, your team is only going to be as good as its head person. It does not matter. If you do not have a coach that knows how to put the right pieces in to make your team succeed, you're not going to succeed.
yeah, that's a fact. That's what I was saying. Before y'all got on here, I was telling this story about my bike. You know what I'm saying? And last year I bought a bike,
Mhm.
and I bought one like from Walmart. It's like $100, $110 or something like that. And every time I rode it, my tires would pop. You know what I'm saying? Like they would just deflate. So I went, took it to the shop, got a new inner tube, all of that stuff. And every time I would ride it, my tires would go bad, right? And so I was
Mhm.
like, all right, this bike I just bought a cheap bike. It's busted. I took it back to Walmart, and then I went to the bike shop,
Mhm.
and I was like, I'm gonna have to spend some money. So I went in there, I bought a bike. She brought me out one that was like $470 or something like that, right? And she's like, and I told her like why I needed a different bike. You know what I'm saying? Big tires. It was a sturdier bike, the whole vibe. And she was like, yo, with this bike, every time you get on it, you have to check the tire pressure and inflate it to a certain PSI, or you're going to pop your air tubes. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it's like I had this bike that I was riding, and I'm thinking that it's breaking because it's cheap. And
And let
really,
alone
that
it's
I
just
don't
you
know what
not knowing how to.
exactly. So I took it back and spent $400 on the bike. And if I would have been maintaining my cheap bike the same way, it would have worked the same. You know what I mean? It worked fine.
Right.
And I think that's what you see a lot in the NBA with these dudes. And I think you see that with where folks just you get a talented player, you get a capable person, but they just don't know how to manage it the right way, and you end up throwing it away.
And
And
blaming the players.
it, yep,
And it happens even this year, even though with my Lakers team, or even Elijah said that, or no, not Elijah, Razzie said that the Suns lost because the coach didn't make no changes. They handed the keys. With this situation with the Bucks and the Suns, there is honestly not that much you could do. He tried to make adjustments, but at the end of the day, DeAndre Ayton failed him.
huh,
There's no way that you allow Giannis to bully you the way you have to have a sense of pride. And that's the part that I don't understand about a lot of these big dudes. How are you 7 foot plus? And this is coming from a man that's 5'7", by the way. I'm
yeah,
5'7". There's no way that I will be 7 feet or taller, 200 and almost 300 pounds, and let another man bully me and physically dominate me.
yeah,
Absolutely no way. You have to
nah,
have, and that's what even the announcers were saying. Oh, everybody has to try to. Why does why do people need to light a fire up under you? Why do people got to keep your head in the game? Do you want this or do you not?
yeah,
So there's not much that Monty could have done. At the end of the day, his team was not equipped to deal with Giannis, and that's just what it was to it. And I also feel that although Chris Paul definitely made great changes I would have played them separate at times. I would have let Devin Booker have his moments because they played too slow at times and they made it harder on themselves. They became too much of a half court team when they needed to sit there and push the pace. Sometimes you saw in the playoffs when the Suns pushed the pace and they were running and they were shooting the threes and they were just playing a faster game. It made the
yeah,
games easier for them.
yep, yep. I think that's something that that you see with Charlotte as well, right? Where in games where they tried to get into that half court offense, because what
Right.
happens when you are in a half court offense, now it becomes, are your players better than my players? You know what I'm saying? Is my coach better than your coach? If
Right.
I draw this play up, can we execute it over you? Whereas when you're in transition, you get an easy bucket here and there, right? It's now it's 2-on-1. Is my two guys better than your one guy? You know what I'm saying? Can we make a
Right.
pass that way and you get those different buckets? And I think that does, yeah, that happens a lot, man. And
And
if you really go,
that's
if
what
you got the
LeVar's
Giannis on your
philosophy is.
team, yeah, if you got Giannis on your squad and he's the best player on the court, when you get into half court settings, it's going to be difficult to stop him.
Right. Unless you're a team that is equipped with that. If
Yeah.
the Lakers were able to play the Bucks in that finals and they were healthy, that would not have happened. Then that's
Yeah.
the reason why I say yes. Giannis did absolutely remarkable. He had a hell of a finals, a hell of a playoffs run. But if there's no way that would have happened. Giannis is not better than LeBron. I even hear people say that Giannis is better than Kobe. I have seen that so many times, and it is just absolutely disrespectful because you're talking about a man that, yes, although he is physically dominant, do you know how he has to rely on his teammates too much? That's why if he doesn't have people who are dropping 20, at least two people who are dropping 25 plus points or whatever the case may be, or his whole entire team is scoring, including the bench, he's typically going to lose because all you have to do is build that wall around him. Now, this year, he did make great strides with the free throw, so that really helped him.
Yeah.
But besides that, bro, he has to rely too much on him versus Kobe, who can sit there and hit you from all different facets. He can finish in the paint just as well as Giannis. He can shoot better than Giannis from all levels. It's levels to this.
That to me, man, is just one of them things where I was listening
he's
to.
hot at the moment.
Yeah, hot at the moment, right? I was listening to Cassidy, right, the rapper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he been doing battle rap lately, and he was saying he always referred to himself as like the greatest to do it or whatever, and so they were like challenging him on it, right? He's like, bro, how you gonna say that? And they like, as rappers, we be feeling some type of way when you say that. And he broke it down as, he's like, if I've been in the game and he used a basketball now. He was like, if you got a basketball player for 20 years, you take a LeBron for 15 years, you've been dominating and been in the MVP conversation for 15 years straight, made it to the playoffs. And then now you got a guy like Giannis who have a nice run. He do it 2 or 3 years. And then all of a sudden people are like, yo, now he greater than Kobe. It's like, bro, he's gotta to perform at this level for another 10 years before he can even crack the conversation of being up there with them dudes who did it over longevity, right? Because you can have a moment. It's a lot of dudes who have a moment in a great season and a great couple of games, but what made Kobe and the LeBrons and those guys so dope is the longevity that they operated with. And so I think Giannis is probably at this moment. I wouldn't argue if you said he was the best player in the league today, but like when folks compare him to Kobe, now you talking legacy. You know what I'm saying? You talking what's a bigger thing? You talking the totality of Kobe's career, and I can't say that because he might have had a great run in these playoffs, but might be his
one
only
playoff season, bro.
Yeah,
you just can't. It's just like levels. There's levels to this. You are just not there yet.
Exactly.
Do this 3-4 more times. Okay, now, okay. Giannis is on to something.
Yeah, go for a 2P, a 3P, something like that.
Yeah. But no, you can't. And LeBron has been doing this for 18 years straight. LeBron has been doing this since he got in the league. LeBron has been carrying teams. LeBron has been making it to the finals, and everybody wants to compare these championships and have this GOAT debate and all of these things, you have to understand that LeBron was playing with guys like Zendra Sogalskis, guys like Anderson Varejao. Mo Williams was good. Daniel Gibson was out. He was cool. You know, they were all those are your favorite little, you know how everybody has their the fans' favorite players. Oh yeah, whenever they get in the game, yay, we cheer. But are they really at the levels of Tony Parker, Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan? No.
Yeah.
So those same teams that LeBron was losing to in the finals, Kobe was losing to in the first and second round.
Yeah. Yeah.
The same teams that Jordan didn't make. Jordan couldn't even sniff the finals until he got Hall of Fame teammates. So stop making it seem like this is a one-man thing. This is a team game. But there's levels to that alpha. And Giannis ain't on that LeBron and Kobe level yet. And you just don't. That's just disrespectful to me.
Yeah, no, he's not up there yet. He definitely got the generational talent to eventually get there. But
absolutely,
it's not there. I don't think he's ready for that conversation. I had this up here because somebody said something that made me laugh. Man, they said trade Terry Rozier for Kuzma.
You said Terry Rozier for Kuzma?
For Kuzma, yeah, that made me laugh, man. Nah, we definitely we ain't gonna do that one. That'd be who Mitch Cup. Is it Mitch Kupchak? Is that the GM? Yeah, I think that's
for
GM
the Hornets. Yeah, that's the GM for the Hornets.
Yeah. If he do that, he need to get checked for that. He got to take him to a hospital. Yeah. Let me see. Yeah, KD the best player in the league right now.
No, KD is the best scorer in the league. He's not the best player. It's levels to this. KD couldn't win until he got on the 73-19. So let's stop that. Please, let's stop all of this. Stop disrespecting the players who carry and actually win. Yeah. KD is an elite scorer, can score with the best of them. Yes, he hit a couple of shots on LeBron in his face. That's everybody. Everybody has that. Everybody gets dunked on. Everybody gets a shot made on them. That does not make them the best player, and that's the problem with fans. Fans focus too much on one aspect of the game instead of the entirety of the game.
All right, yeah. I think that you see that when you look at Draymond, right? Draymond affect the game in so many different ways, you know what I mean?
That won't show up on the box score.
Yeah, exactly. But the only people who know that is the Golden State Warriors, you know?
Right. Or the people who actually watch and understand basketball.
Nah,
and that's gonna be Lonzo's until Lonzo become that UCLA guy again, and he gets that, and he just has that mentality of I'm that guy, and I'm gonna make everybody around me better, which he already does. But now I'm going to insert myself more. When he's able to do that, until he's able to do that, that's the same type of thing that same scrutiny that he'll be under is. Oh, Lonzo's. It's gonna be all of these haters who say Lonzo's this and Lonzo's that because he ain't dropping 30 points a game like Damian Lillard.
Yeah.
There's more than one type of point guard. There's more than one type of NBA basketball player.
I think. I think. I feel like I think when Lonzo was coming into the league, he was in a unique position, right, where. I think folks expected him to score, but when you listen to people talk about Lonzo, his rookie season and during the draft, he has so many intangibles that people were looking for, right? The leadership, the playmaking, and all of that stuff. So I think he was primed to be in a position from a media perspective, I guess, to be like a traditional point guard, the Jason Kidds, the dudes who like don't need to give you 25 points a night for you to see their value. And I just think that the Lakers, like we've been saying, mishandled that, right? Absolutely. And I think they dumbed his role down to a guy who like now you're supposed to hit this corner three every time you get it. You know what I mean? And not a guy who is we're going to facilitate this offense through you. So even if you score 9 points tonight, you also got 9 assists. You know what I mean? Like that would have been.
Or you got 12 and 13 assists, and
Yeah,
you and now instead of those 9 points, you were responsible for 40 of them.
exactly. Yeah.
So what's better? Everybody eating, which is what LeBron does. LeBron lets everybody eat. There is not a more unselfish superstar in the history of the NBA on that level of the LeBrons and the Kobe's and this. There's no bruh. He carries people like Mario Chalmers and wants them to be 20 points per game scorers and fully believes in them. There's not too
Yeah.
many players like that.
I will say I agree, man. I think LeBron is an interesting case because he is one of those dudes who, like, you can say, yo, he really is not afraid to share the ball and get people involved, and he will like tell you, bro, you in the game so you can shoot. You know what I mean? Like he'll get on Caldwell Pope. You're here to shoot. You know what I mean? Like that's what you're supposed to be doing. I just think that what makes it so tough with him is like if you're on his team, you on like a specific role. You know what I'm saying? Like
right, yeah, you're basically that spot up like Kevin Love.
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't mind you getting the ball, but and like he don't mind you shooting it. He don't mind you. He want to get you involved in all of that. But it's like I'm getting you involved on this corner three. You know what I'm saying? Like
right, absolutely.
I'm getting you involved. You cut to the basket, and that's when I'm gonna feed it to you. You know what I mean? Like I think if LeBron was able to adopt like a play style more Golden State-esque where he was really willing to share and pass, and not be like the assist guy, but like maybe we could move the ball a bit more and get the open shot. I feel like he would really, really be something different and a different level of superstar. But I think he's not afraid to share the ball, especially like in clutch moments and all of that stuff. But he
you just feel like he hampers his teammates at times.
Yeah, I feel like he can only play a certain way. Like he can't give me like he'll be like I'm gonna play off the ball. I want to play off the ball, and then you put him off the ball, and he like give me the ball back.
Yeah. So the best thing that I can say for LeBron as far as that is, let's break down his teams and let's break down his point guards. Mario Chalmers.
Yeah.
Not much of a point guard. Not much of a decision maker. Mo Williams. Yeah, he was cool. He could shoot the ball a little bit, but he's not finna be able to. Kyrie Irving was his best point guard by far.
I'm saying that when it comes to LeBron, hold on a second, man. When it comes to LeBron, I don't feel comfortable knocking players he played with as like not good decision makers or ball handlers because I don't think he gave you an opportunity. I think when you look at Lonzo, I think Lonzo is a credible decision maker. People always talk about his IQ and all of that stuff. And when he played with LeBron, just like all of his other point guards, just like everybody else except for Kyrie, it was go stand over there, bro.
So, the only thing that I'll say about that is with that Lonzo could have been that. But I honestly think that due to what Luke Walton was doing and how he was messing up everybody's rotations, forget just Lonzo. This dude just didn't know who to put in the game at what times. I feel that coach with that, and he messed up Lonzo's mindset to where now he's out of the game because I feel like they were calling plays. So now, okay, no, it's LeBron. This Luke is like, oh, this LeBron. LeBron, you do this. And they didn't let Lonzo be Lonzo because they had great moments together. They was able to get triple doubles together. They fast break game was absolutely impeccable. It's just honestly, I don't think that coach was right. That coach messed that up. And then I feel like Luke Walton was the one putting them in the corner.
Yeah, I agree. I don't know. I would say this probably was Luke Walton, but I just feel like I seen it with so many other guys
So
who play
many
with
did
LeBron.
right.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
and because somebody here, Mario Chalmers to me played good basketball with that Heat team. Norris Cole came in and played good basketball with that team, but I think that it's so hard to like give them some clout because it plays such a limited role. Like good basketball on a LeBron James team is like when J.R.
Fundamentals, like the
Smith
movie.
it's like being like J.R. Smith when J.R. don't score at all,
Hmm.
and then all of a sudden you bring him in and he knocked down 4 threes in a row.
Right.
And it's like that's what we needed. We needed somebody to do something that you're not really supposed to be able to do. You know what I mean? Like Norris Cole, that type of I feel like you need
Scrappy small point guard. Yeah, but
who always, no matter what, when LeBron can't get it done, like now all of a sudden I need y'all to come alive. You know what I'm saying? But or
yeah, absolutely.
so yeah, it's a tough man. LeBron he's still up there though. To me, he the goat. He the goat or one. I don't know. It's hard for me, man. I like Jordan a
I
lot.
mean, everybody likes the first one to do it. That's just
Yeah,
what it is. It's hard to replace the first one to do it. But when you
yeah,
break it down and you even look at some of Jordan's championships, even then, or just his playoff history in general, yeah, absolutely phenomenal score. But yet he couldn't get past the bad boy Pistons. Or then even when he finally did some of those finals, them dudes was old. Yeah, they did make it to the finals, but that was not. They were a shell of themselves. They were not the best team that they were a couple years ago when they were still running it. Or sometimes they were injuries, but that's part of the game. There's going to be injuries, and then so yes, Jordan did capitalize off of that. But honestly, as far as overall, and I feel like if LeBron had that killer mindset,
yeah,
like Kobe and MJ, he could average 40 points.
yeah.
Nobody can stop LeBron when LeBron want to score.
No, that's
So
a
it's
fact.
just up to. But LeBron says, "I'm not that type of dude. I'm a passer. I'm a pass first dude," and that's why every time he gets some type of scoring accolade, his favorite line to say is, "It's not bad for a guy who's pass first, huh?" Love saying
Yeah,
that. So if we
yeah,
could take that away and just make him it would. I wouldn't. But that's the thing. That's what the fans love, even today. And that's why I don't want to see Lonzo in LA. Because Lonzo ain't that type of player. He's not finna be the point guard who want to give you 25 points along with 7, 8 assists. He just doesn't want to do that. So when LeBron leaves and now it's just him and we going through rebuild mode again, or we got to do all these trades, who's going to be the scapegoat when the Lakers ain't winning? It's
yeah.
going to be Lonzo Ball. I don't want to see
Yep.
Lonzo. I don't want to see him go through that again.
Yeah, no, I don't want to see that either. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I think in order for you to not be the scapegoat, you have to like you just gotta do. I think in order to be super successful on the LeBron team, you gotta be like unless you like a Kyrie Irving or like he always keep the like Dwayne Wade. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
In that role, if you unless you number two, you have to be so utilitarian and so specialized in order to like just show up that is damn near impossible. You take a Caldwell Pope where it's like, bro, we want you to play excellent defense and we want you to shoot the three ball, you know what I'm saying,
At a high clip. Hmm.
at a high clip. And in the things that in most cases, and obviously they got 3 and D guys, so those dudes would make money just doing that. But when you playing this super defense on the other end, like you struggle on offense. You know what I'm saying? Your legs go. And so it's harder to do that. And then if you're a fourth, fifth option now, you've been playing defense all night. Now it's the fourth quarter. And now we want you to shoot the three ball at a high clip. It's just it's
It's a
cards
it's a
stacked against you.
it's a struggle, and I agree with
Mhm.
you. But you want to what's one of the main knocks besides scoring and that killer mentality that LeBron has to face that they love sitting there saying what MJ did and what Kobe was that the both sides, right? They love
Uh-huh.
sitting there saying LeBron don't play no defense.
Yeah.
But like you just said, even for just a guy who just needs to, who just all you got to do is just shoot the ball and play good defense. You're asking LeBron to do that along with break down the entire defense, along
Yeah.
with making plays for everybody else, making plays for itself. Oh, and then now I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna guard the best player. Every team that LeBron has been on, besides that Kyrie Irving team, he has had to been the one to break down the defense. And when he tries, it just sometimes it goes well, but a lot of the time it don't. And then they down, and then LeBron has to be like, man, all right, come on, give me the ball. It's my turn now. And
Yeah.
let me do it. So he can't help that he's the best playmaker on his team. He can't help that he has the most IQ on his team. That's just it is
Yeah.
what it is. So
But he could,
therefore, he has mastered, which is why he's been able to dominate for 18 years and go to 9 straight finals, because he has mastered the mindset of, all right, I know when to pick and choose to take my breath during games while I'm in the game, to so that I'll be able to give my all to make sure that we stay in this game and win.
yeah. Nah, I mean, I agree. I think it's a lot asked of him, right? And I think that what makes the game easier for a lot of other guys is they simplify it like that. The Jordans, the Kobe's, they play defense and they score, right? LeBron facilitate, play defense, score, rebound, the whole thing. You know what I mean? Trying to give you a triple double every night at a high level, and that's hard to do for anybody. But I think it's tough. But I think here's what I'll say is I think that what I just seen from Giannis, as far as like his physicality of getting to the rim and just being like
Mhm.
utilizing his freak of nature, I
Right.
feel like if LeBron dumbed his game down and stopped like trying to do everything, he could have that same impact as the Giannis, right? And
Right. To
I
where he can
mentioned
just kind of like sit in that 15 to 15 range, or even out in the wing and play off ball and backdoor cuts and things like that.
and
Absolutely.
you just couldn't stop him. And he gave you 40 points and 30 points a night easy, just off of like cutting to the basket and catching lobs and all of that stuff. I will
Absolutely.
say, and somebody brought up Brandon Ingram in the chat, and one of the things that I wish Brandon Ingram would do, because they're talking about his size and like him developing.
Uh-huh.
What I think that whoever got in Giannis' head and was like, bro, we need to put some weight on you and you need to dominate.
Yeah.
They need to go like
Do
find
that
Brandon.
with Brandon.
There's no reason why he's still as skinny and lanky as he is right now. Imagine if he put on 30 pounds
Of
and still
muscle.
had his handle and game and could do what he could do. And Giannis should be a clear example of like, yo, just because you get a little bit bigger, it's not gonna like hurt your game too much.
And here's what I would say. If BI did that, if BI found a way, because Giannis was what, 180 when he got in the league?
180, damn near
So
7 foot.
if BI could do that and put on, let's say he goes to what, 230 pounds,
Yep.
there wouldn't be any stopping him. He's too skilled at taking difficult shots. He knows how to dribble. He can create his own shot. He's already not scared to dunk on you.
Yep.
It would, yeah, that would be disgusting.
That would be. And then it's I used to think like, oh, maybe it's just impossible. But when I didn't even realize, I forgot. Because like we was talking about Giannis when he came into the league, he was more like a project. It wasn't like, oh, this guy's gonna be the future MVP someday. And so I forgot how skinny and frail he was.
Mm-hmm.
And looking at the side by side pick, I'm like, yo, it's no excuse. Kevin Durant is no excuse. You are thin as a telephone pole. Like
Yeah,
Ingram is
absolutely.
no excuse. Like put the weight on and hoop.
It will only make you that more dominant. And
Yeah,
even though I don't, because I feel like Giannis was a better shooter when he first came into the league, but I don't think that had anything to do with the weight that he put on. I just think that after not doing something and not working on your craft for so long and focusing on certain things, you lose those other skills.
Mm-hmm.
But I know BI mid range ain't going nowhere.
No, it ain't going.
That's never gonna go nowhere. And so I mean, I don't see why you put your head down. But that's the same thing we could say about Ben Simmons. Why, after all this time in the league, have you not developed a jump shot? It don't got to be a three. You don't got to take 7 threes a game. But you got to do something. You can't just literally be a liability like that and then call yourself a superstar. So, but now this year he has gotten hit so hard that he will change his game.
Yeah, he got to. That's what they were saying. Like, he's supposed to be in the Olympics. And
they're like, no, I'm about to work on my game.
Yeah, you need to handle your business. Boy, I swear, man. People, nah, yeah. He got a Ben Simmons just had a mental breakdown, is what somebody said.
Yeah,
nah, he did.
Honestly, that's exactly what it was. It got to him. What everybody was saying, you could see it in his face. He was literally intimidated. That was not the Ben Simmons that has been playing for these years. He got intimidated and he got defeated, and the world literally made him fold. That's what it was.
Yeah.
The world, the analysts, the commentators, everybody who was watching those games and who had anything to say literally got to him and broke Ben Simmons down. To where he didn't even want to do the only thing that he could do was lay the ball up. He didn't even want to do that anymore.
Yeah, he was afraid. And I think that somebody said he don't need a jump shot.
That's a fake account. That NBA ball fake. Yeah, that's not. We all know that he needs a jump shot.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying is, to me, I'm not saying that he need to turn into a 3-point sniper.
Right.
I think that his first step, you know how they say when you're in them like recovery programs, your first step is you need to admit that you got a problem. So for one, he needs to admit that he has a problem, and I just would like to see him be confident enough to attempt a shot, right? Because it's a different. You hurt your team when everybody knows, like,
that
what
even
you're.
If we leave you open, you're not going to shoot.
You're not going to shoot it. We don't even have to. If you are at a certain point on the court, we do not have to guard you anymore. Like, literally. That's like,
and you literally won't take a shot. Even like that is. And the one thing that I will say, that's like Zion, but Zion is different. Zion, they dare him to take a shot, and sometimes he'll take it, and he makes it. But other times, it don't matter if he doesn't even do that. It doesn't matter if you're 15 feet away from him. He's still going to attack you. Ben Simmons won't even give you that. So not only can I just sit here and literally basically double the center while you have the ball at the top, you're not going to attack to try to come closer and attack the basket. You're just literally going to stand there.
Yeah. It's tough. Yeah, no, that's all I want from him. I don't even need him to have an elite jump shot. I just want to see him take them.
Just take it, or take it. You don't even got to start with threes, bro. Just take a mid-range. Just
mid-range.
Something.
Pull up in there, dribble, pull up, bop. Let me just see you do that. Just go work with Melo for a little bit. Carmelo.
Yeah, and not LaMelo, because we don't even want Jordan thinking that.
Exactly. Don't even like talk to LaMelo. Go work with Carmelo and get some of that mid-range game from him, and then bring that back. And that's all I want to see him do.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's useless on the court in crunch time. Take him out the game exactly. That's what really killed me with him, man. When they were playing the Hawks and they had to like legitimately sit him on the bench because he couldn't make free throws and he wasn't tripping. Like crunch time, the game on the line, the coach is like, yo, Ben, come on. And he like, all right. And wasn't upset, beat up, like, man, I should be out here. Oh my God, how can I? He just like literally for
just sat there. It was cool.
Yeah. That's what killed me with him. Yeah, that was all bad, man. Shoot, man. Ben Simmons is ha excessive defense, takes no shots. Like, straight up. No, I dig that. That be me sometimes. I'll be that dude. I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get the boards though.
It's gonna be defense and boards
Yeah,
and
yeah,
great passes, but you're not
yeah.
gonna get no points out of me.
Hmm. But see, even that, like, I'm gonna get some shots up, and once I realize I'm cold,
Then I'll
then
do
then
something else.
yeah. I ain't gonna just be out there not doing nothing. You at least gonna be like, well, we're gonna get him next time because he played hella defense.
But I honestly I can't wait to see Melo because what really surprised because again I didn't get to see too many games. I knew he could hoop, and I would
Yeah,
always watch the highlights, but that's just all they were highlights. I never got to see any real full game clips of Melo or anything like that. So his finish ability, and that's what surprised a lot of even the Stephen A's and the Max Kellermans, and his finishing ability was way better than I ever thought it was.
yeah,
The way that he was able to finish in the paint, take the contact, and then he already has that. He knows how to get to the line. He was able to get to the line with and he was getting that rookie treatment of not getting the calls.
yep,
So when he not only gets that superstar treatment of being able to get the calls that he so rightfully deserves, but he puts on that NBA body like how Zoe did.
yeah.
Oh man.
Man, here's what I'll tell you is that I believe that one of the greatest benefits that LaMelo had was going back to Spire,
Mhm.
because he already, I would have, if you looked at a side by side picture of Zoe coming out of college and Melo as a freshman, I believe he already kind of got his NBA frame. Like he didn't look scrawny as he used to look. You know what I'm saying?
Right. He
Like,
just needs that muscle.
yeah. Like he toned it up a lot
Mhm.
from like way back where he just looked like a skinny basketball player. Like he looked like a professional athlete. You know what I'm saying? When he
Right.
touched down in the NBA. So Simmons, Lonzo was actually it's Tash Simmons on the Warriors with a veteran leadership, Stephen Clay and Draymond.
You would just have to Draymond. You would have to get rid of Draymond. Draymond and Ben Simmons could not play on the court at the same time.
Here's the thing: is that I believe that I done seen Draymond semi get hot from behind the arc.
Yeah, earlier in his career, I don't know what happened. These later years, he hasn't been shooting the way he
Yeah,
like he did before. He was never. I don't know. I don't know why but he just stopped attempting it.
yeah. So I guess I say that to say I wouldn't be surprised, or I know that Draymond will shoot it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, for sure.
And he might actually hit a few of them. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I feel like it would be worth a shot. But I think that what Golden State is learning is that system is catered to a few. You know what I mean? Like it
Mhm.
ain't ready for anybody, right? They've tried to put D'Angelo Russell in there. They had to get him up out of here. What's your boy Wiggins and them? They thought that maybe that was gonna be some pieces. Everybody can't play that style of basketball at a high level. You know what I mean? Look at all of the guys on the
Right.
team this year. Like it's a great system. They got great, and obviously, I guess it do make a difference when you Klay Thompson ain't been there in a minute. So that if you got Steph and Klay, two of the greatest shooters ever, then it makes it easier for your third guy or fourth guy if you you know what I'm saying. I guess so. So I don't know. So I guess that you really got to throw out the last season. I was gonna say like maybe they system just not as elite as people give it credit to, without having elite players there, but they really ain't had their whole full squad in a minute.
Yeah, it's been a while. I mean, it could work because again, Steph Curry is so great off the ball. Klay Thompson is great off the ball. So I mean, again, with all of these screen actions and the backdoor cuts and things like that, the backdoor alley oops to Draymond or to Ben Simmons,
Mhm.
it could work. But I don't think I would want to see that. I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting to see him like really play the five, like
Yeah,
that
because
whole
I mean,
like
he
I'm
is a 7-footer.
yeah get that whole like I'm a point guard out of his head and be like, yo, bro, this season you gonna play the five, stretch five. We're gonna be all small ball, and we're gonna just run.
Raz, you were absolutely correct. The way that Melo The way that Melo plays with no fear, and at the end of the day, he doesn't care about his stats, but he care about his stats. He not finna be. The reason why I knew Melo was gonna be that guy is when he went straight at Lonzo. When he went at Lonzo and was like, "No, I'm not going to your game. For what? I ain't missing nothing. You only took 2 shots." That's when
Yeah,
I knew he was gonna be different. Like, oh, okay, he ain't finna come in here and be no 2 to 4 shot attempt player. He finna come in
yeah,
here and I'm gonna get my buckets.
he gonna get his. I have always said when it comes to LaMelo, and this is what I was saying even before the season started, right?
Mhm.
Folks were asking me, what team do you think LaMelo is going to thrive on? And I was saying that I think what makes LaMelo unique is like we've been talking about all night. There are certain players in the league who are situational, right? Their greatness
Mhm.
comes out in the right circumstance with the right coach, calling the right plays with the right teammates. And the thing that I think that I noticed about LaMelo is he's one of those guys who like
It
it
doesn't
don't
matter the
matter.
situation.
It don't matter what team it is, don't matter who on the court. He's gonna be one of the. He's gonna hoop.
Right.
He and then if you look at that squad, they had to change their pace to him because he was going to get boards. You know what
Right.
I mean? Like his first couple of games, he wasn't scoring, but he was 10 rebounds, 12 rebounds.
Right.
And they had to like slow him down, right? But that was the only way he was getting the ball. They wasn't calling no plays for him.
Right.
But I'm gonna
Absolutely.
get the board and we gonna run and get an easy bucket. And that's just and you can't say, hey, bro, don't do that. We don't want the easy buckets. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think that he just got that ability, man, where he's just it don't even matter. He gonna get it done anyway, or you know what I mean, anywhere you put him.
Yeah, I don't see too many places where honestly, let me think. I honestly, out of every NBA team, yeah, no, it doesn't matter where you put him. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Whether it's Memphis, whether it's San Antonio, whether it's Utah would be absolutely amazing. He would be
Mhm.
amazing with Utah. Boston, he would kill. It doesn't matter where you put him.
It don't matter. It really don't. He could fit in. He really could fit in, and that's what that was so sad with the Golden State Warriors. Like we're trying to find a piece that works for. Well, that's why they drafted Wiseman, not
Yeah,
realizing
when
that.
you can get a big man, especially to come and play with in Golden State.
Mhm.
You could get any big man you wanted, and you got an owner who's willing to pay whatever money he don't care about dipping into the luxury tax. You could have gotten a proven veteran center,
Yep.
and then you would have not only had a dynamic trio with LaMelo, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry, but then when Steph Curry retires, because he's been in the league a while, you got your future. You already got your future point guard.
Got him. Got him. Ben had him. Yeah, you would have. It would have been.
No dip. It would have been no
Yeah,
dip. It would have just been okay. Now we just need to get some more pieces.
it would have been running. And oh man, with Klay Thompson out this year, and it would have just been an opportunity for Steph, LaMelo, and Draymond to work.
To go
His,
crazy.
his growth would have been so bananas. By the time Klay come back, it's just
That's
it
an
would have been.
easy plug in. That's nothing
Oh yeah,
but just that's Clay don't demand the ball.
yeah.
He's just gonna run off a screen and pop.
And that's the beauty thing. Remember, it was like a game where Klay like scored like 30 off 6 dribbles or some stupid shit like that. Like
Exactly. You like where you can't find that nowhere else. That would have been absolutely spectacular to watch. And even, I feel like Kelly Oubre wouldn't have had such a tough time because sometimes he had to try to do too much. LaMelo just would have made all of that make more sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They're going to regret that for a long time to come.
Nah, they are. Unless James Wiseman and turn into a monster sometime soon, they gonna regret that decision heavy duty. They gonna regret that thing, man. But
When Lonzo was hurt in Indiana, LeBron said we missing a big piece. And absolutely, bro. I don't. Regardless of the shooting struggles, and then you got to think about it. There was times where Lonzo showed greatness, even with the Lakers, his first year. That his second game coming in off of a terrible first game. Then you got to think about the San Antonio Spurs game, where literally the reason why they beat the Spurs was because of Lonzo and his big three making.
mm-hmm.
You just gotta believe in the players and let them know. There are very few players who come into the league just and ball just like that. And that's just the problem with the Lakers. They don't develop nothing. And our development staff isn't the best anyway.
Yeah, it's not, man. It's really not.
And they don't put no money into that because we're not developing nothing. We just want stars. So
Yeah,
that's probably why it's not the best.
they got a proven track record to not be to develop nothing.
Wiseman and Mama's boy, man, and Draymond will not cuddle. I think he's gonna be traded because they want some other pieces, and like you see that James Wiseman is a raw player, and he does have that capability of being nice, but Golden State isn't hurting. They don't need that, so they can trade him and get some better pieces
Mm-hmm.
for right now.
Yeah, I think that's the interesting part about the Warriors in the way that their squad is set up. They really they need a big man, but they need a big man to fill a very specific role. Like they don't
Right.
need you to be able to pop all the way out there and shoot three like that. They need you to be able to play solid defense and rebound.
That's it.
That's it. Like Andre Drummond,
Yeah.
rebound and get a putback. You know what I'm saying?
They don't need no post specialist can give you 15, 20 points. They don't need none of that. You don't even got to give them 5 points.
Yeah.
Just rebound and defend.
But the thing that makes them so special is that you'll probably, if you do that, you could walk away with 10 points. You could, the buckets that you get will be so easy. As a big man, you would go 5 for 7 every night. You know what I'm
Every
saying? Like
night. Be one of the league's efficient big men.
exactly. Yep. Just they done double team Steph and they done kicked it to you and then you done got a layup. You know what I'm saying? You done cut to the you done trail the
Raz, that's a very smart. If Golden State, but they would still need somebody. Now, see, the only thing, even with Charlotte, because I said Charlotte should look at Dwight. The only thing with that is that you need a backup center because Dwight is that type of player who will go ahead and get in foul trouble.
Yeah. And the white getting up there, man. I wouldn't be
Yeah, so
surprised.
I mean, it wouldn't be no long thing. It would be a rental. But I mean, that is a good fit. And he's cheap.
Yeah.
So you could go ahead and get another big man. Like you can look into the Mitchell Robinsons and things like that. Mitchell Robinson is another. He does exactly what they need. Willie Cauley-Stein.
Yeah.
There's some big men out there.
Yeah. Bogut was he was pretty good though. He had some moments, man. He did, like I was saying, he did some simple things really well.
That he did everything that Golden State needed him to do. And then he also had a pretty decent hook shot on top of that.
Bogut. People be forgetting that he was a first round, first pick overall. Andrew Bogut.
Oh, Nerlens Noel is actually, that's another good piece. He defends really well. High energy dude. But I don't think that the Knicks want to go ahead and let him go right now. He does a lot of dirty work. They're willing to part ways with Mitchell Robinson. I don't know about Nerlens Noel.
Golden State. Shoot, man. I'm about to hop off here, man. It's been real. It's been real.
Great talking with you.
Yeah.
Man.
Great talking with you as well, man. Appreciate you, man. Come through anytime, man. You know what I'm saying?
I'm always here, man. I'm a big fan of the channel. I'm always here.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate it for sure. Yeah.
All right, brother.
All right, man. Okay. All right. Man, also, I realized halfway through here, I had the green screen going, and I feel like the StreamYard can't handle it. You know what I'm saying? I was on there twitching. I got rid of the green screen thing, and it's fine, man. So I got to get a new setup, man. But shoot, man, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. God of Blackness, man. I appreciate you always coming through. Charlotte needs Miles Turner. That's a fact. Mundo. Bless the chat. That's a big fact. Bless the chat. Yeah. All right, man. Thank y'all, man. Appreciate everybody who jumped in on the stream and talked on the panel, man. We had some good conversation, man. We'll do this again, man. We got to get back on the stream tip more often, man. We kind of took a long hiatus from that, but we're gonna bring the content back popping. We definitely gonna have to do some streams. I think, is it coming up this weekend or whatever, because we got the Drew League and stuff coming up. Next week is the NBA draft, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Puma sneakers from LaMelo drop sometime around that, and so we're gonna be on that as well. That conversation. I think that, like I was saying, with the three ball bros playing in the Drew League, I wouldn't be surprised if that comes as they play these better teams coming up. They play the undefeated squad, so I wouldn't be surprised. So all of that stuff is we got to talk about, man. I'm probably gonna get into some like off videos. There's a few different things happening in the sports that I just kind of want to talk about as well. So we're gonna get into it, man. J Speed, it's all good, bro. We'll be back. I was gonna say tomorrow, but man, maybe not tomorrow, but we'll be back sometime soon, man. So it's up and it's stuck, as Cardi B would say. Shemaine, man, AB the Hero, finna get up out of here. Peace.